Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our first ever virtual holiday trunk show. Um, we're super excited that you all could join us. We have lots of vendors that are going to be showing you their wares, and I hope that this helps you with Christmas because I've gotten to the point where I don't know what to do anymore. So I hope it helps everybody. And right now, I have Ann Pinkava with me as always because we don't go anywhere without each other. And our first
That's right.
vendor.
And I can always help to interrogate our guests, so that helps.
Exactly. Our first vendor is Krista with Sweet Mountain Crafts, and I've pinned a link to her shop in the comments so you hopefully can find her. And now she's going to show you and tell you all about herself.
All right. Hi, guys. My name's Krista, and I'm coming to you from Cody, Wyoming. Today, I am sitting in an office of a new space I'll mention here in just a little bit, but I figured I'd start by sharing some of the new stuff I've got for Sweet Mountain Crafts. I'm an independent yarn dyer. Primarily, I would dye yarns and fibers, and then I also do some sewing and other things that you'll see in my shop on occasion. So let's start with something that I sell a lot of, my sock sets. So with my sock sets, this is an example of one of them here. This is called Palette. And my sock sets often come as a set. And what that means is that I have one 100-gram skein here with a coordinating mini. That's a 20-gram skein that goes with it. So these sets are always dyed to match, which when you're buying online, I know it can be really difficult to match colors and not always sure. And when I knit socks, I love to knit socks where the heels, toes, and cuffs are in a contrast. So that's where I started dyeing these sets. I wind all my yarn myself, so it comes in on cones. And so when I wind, I'm winding them to be specifically these sizes. And so all my socks, when they're the yarn itself, when it's hanging on a wall or anything, they're all made to match because I wind my own yarns. So here I have Palette. Here's Mountainous. This is a nice bright blue-green set. I have a very understated, this one's called Strength, a great guys set, but just a really, easy to work with, semi-tonal gray with a little bit of browns in there, tans. I have, in the sock set realm, I have this really fun, this is called Geyser Beauty. It was dyed based off of, I'm just outside of Yellowstone National Park, so this is dyed based off of an image from Yellowstone. I also carry, so this is all in my Scree sock base, which is a 80% superwash merino wool with 20% nylon. It's a 4-ply. It's a little bit heavier than a lot of fingering weight, so I find that it makes a really nice fabric. I really love the way that this knits up. It makes a kind of a plusher sock, but I live in a northern cold climate, so that thick, nice sock weight works really well for me.
Right.
I also use these.
The Made in America tag on it too.
Yes, this is, thank you for pointing that out, Anne. This yarn is milled in the US. It's yarn that has been raised in the US, milled in the US, and then finished off by me here in the States. So it is an all-American product.
That's awesome. And especially that first sock set you pulled up, that makes me want to knit socks. And everybody who watches knows I don't knit socks, but come on, those would be like the most fancy, happy socks to wear.
Isn't that fun? Yeah, this set I just actually sent out to a sample knitter, and she's working it up as a shawl as well. So, deplorable knitter, if you don't want to do socks, these sets are great for hats, scarves, shawls. You can do anything that's fingering weight. It does not have to be socks. So I actually have designed a pattern that uses a sock set, and it does just garter stitching. It's a triangular shawl. And then when you get to the a certain section, you use the contrast mini for a lace part in the shawl.
Ooh, so how pretty.
Yeah, it's a very fun shawl. It's actually on my other website. It's available through wyomingyarn.com. So again, like I said, I'll mention more about that here in a minute. But so those sock sets can be used.
Murdered set recently, which is very cool. And then I have another one of yours that I've been hoarding up. So sorry,
It's so fun though. That's like a color burst. I call those color bursts when I dye like that. And I have a whole list of intended dye jobs that will be color bursts, and I just haven't got to them yet. But I love working with Tabitha on that set. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, my next sock set I just want to mention really briefly is that I do offer a DK option. This is not a made in America set. Only in that the yarn comes from, I believe it's Peruvian. I don't have it marked on this tag, but I believe the yarn's Peruvian. But it is DK. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So it still has that nylon in there to make it a good sock weight. And we all know how nice it is to have really quick knits. So DK socks go really fast.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another
thing that I wanted to make sure to highlight here today, and I apologize if I'm talking really fast. I have so much I could show. So
no, I know
you're fine.
And like you hinted at before, that you just opened your own brick and mortar yarn store. So I mean, you have a lot going on. It's very cool.
I do have a lot going on. And today, we're just focusing on Sweet Mountain Crafts here. But if anyone's interested, you can find me as Wyoming Yarn on Instagram, and Wyoming is spelled out. So Wyoming Yarn on Instagram or Facebook. And then my website is wyomingyarn.com for my new brick and mortar. And in that shop, I carry obviously my Sweet Mountain Crafts lines, but I also carry all kinds of product from all different big name brands, Barocco, Cascade, but then some of the smaller Illimani, which is out of South America, just like smaller name brands too. And then certainly some other independent dyers from around Wyoming as well. So that's been fun for me. Sure. But let me show a little bit more of Sweet Mountain Crafts, some more of what I've been doing.
Yes, please.
So for my smitterers out there, I have some new braids that I just put in the shop today. So this one's Endeavor. It's blues, purples, browns on that one. I'm going Christmassy next. I've got this one I call Vintage Christmas. And just some nice Christmas colors for sure to get on a wheel. Or if you're a felter, I mean, again, braids can be used for felting, wet felting, needle felting, putting on your mantle just to decorate because they're just beautiful and fun to look at.
Make a wreath out of them.
I mean, you might as well use them. You display them until you can knit them up, right? Or spin them up. So that's a great idea. I have
customers come in my shop and they're like, I don't know how to do any of this, but I just want to take it home and put it somewhere I can look at it. And I'm like, that's acceptable. You can do that.
I won't stop you.
Yep, that's awesome.
Right. So this one's called Gifts of the Magi. This is just kind of more of a warm Christmas theme, kind of an older Christmas feel to it. So those are some of my current hand-dyed bats. Those are all a Polworth base. And then another thing that I've been endeavoring to do more of is I have a drum carder, and I just have a couple of these to share. But a drum carder allows me to do some fun playing with fibers and mixing fibers. So I'm not going to take these out of the plastic. Hopefully they show okay. But I'm doing some art bats. And so what I mean by that is that it's a blend of fibers. I can't even properly say what all the fibers are in an art bat when I do that. But for anyone that spins art yarns, or again, likes to play with just different fibers, whether it's for weaving or felting or looking at on your mantle. Anyway, these lots of times have sparkle in them. And again, I don't know if you're going to see that through the plastic, but I've got a couple of these. There's a pink one here too. A couple of these listed in my shop recently. And then I do want to highlight, I've worked closely with Susan of Delightful Works, and she and I have collaborated now a couple times on bags, and you'll probably see more of us working together in the future. But I just recently released online this bag and matching mini skein set. So I'm going to focus on the bag first here. This is a bag sewn, like I say, by Susan. Delightful Works. I had her card. I don't know where it went to. Anyway, Delightful Works on Etsy. She makes incredible bags, lines them, puts a pocket in them. They're gusseted, square gusseted bottom bag, and they're just really great project bags. So what I've done is that I dye.
Say again. I'm always impressed by the people who have their projects that match their project bags. I'm like, wow, I wish I had that amount of coordination in me. And
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, and this set just turned out, I mean, here, sorry, I'm going opposite on the camera here. This set turned out to be such an amazing match with this bag. Like, I've made dyed to match projects in the past, but I was so pleased with how this set came out. And it's more spring summery, but as a Christmas gift, I would totally say this would be ideal because not everyone wants to receive Christmas colored yarns or Christmas colored fiber.
Right.
But this would just be an amazing gift set for a knitter or crocheter. So
yeah, and I just want to put it out there quick. I looked up Delightful Yarns, right? Delightful Works on Etsy, and she's actually closed until the 19th. So we'll drop her email later. It says she's hosting her family early for Thanksgiving. So she closed up to focus on family, but she'll be back, and we'll let you guys know about her link too, so we can support her. So
yeah, well, and like this bag in particular is in my shop, not hers. So if you're looking for that bag specifically, yeah, find my shop online.
I pinned it in the comments in case anybody needs to see it. Okay.
Perfect. And then I do offer some mini skein sets. This is one that I did called Celebration. I took this one out of the bag. Let's see if we can see this. Try to get the lighting right so it's not shadowed. There we go. Anyway, it's just a fun speckled mini skein set that I like to do these minis. I always do my minis at 20 grams. I just feel like 10 doesn't get you very far. So I like to do all my minis at 20. But they're just highly speckled set. I have some other mini skein sets in my shop as well. And they're dwindling at the moment. I'm needing to do some more mini sets soon. But anyway, one last product.
Take time to write their skeins, but they're so much fun.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, people will ask, what do I do with mini skeins, like in a set like that? And I mean, cowls, easily you can get a cowl out of a mini skein set. You could do hats or mittens or socks out of mini skein sets. But they always can be added to full skeins as well to do color work or just put that pop of color in if you're doing like a shawl or a scarf again.
I love them for color work because sometimes it's that you don't have to worry about picking all your colors. You get a plain skein that matches, and then you just have it right there for you to just mix and match. And
well, and if you don't want to spend big money on indie dyed, like it can get expensive, and I understand that indie dyed yarns are spendy, but you could buy a less expensive like solid skein, like you're saying, Deplorable, that you could get a less expensive skein and then buy that one fancy mini skein set, and that adds that pop of color and that little pizzazz without having to buy a whole sweater's quantity of indie dyed, you know?
Right.
Yep.
Right. So, or doing an indie dyed yoke on an otherwise plain knit sweater.
Absolutely. Yeah. And whether it's the minis or if it's, you know, an indie dyed single skein, same concept. You don't have to buy a sweater's quantity of indie dyed to be able to still appreciate and enjoy it. So
of course y'all wish that they would.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to send people a sweaters quantity. I mean, and
but
I try to give a little perk when I do that. If someone specifically requests sweaters quantity of something, I usually try to incentivize it a little bit because I recognize it gets spendy. So yeah.
But it's also nice that you're a little bit realistic too, because you know not everybody can do that, and so these are great ideas about how you can take something really luxurious and make it go a little bit farther and make it a little bit more accessible. That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think sometimes people feel like they get priced out really easily with indie dyed, but there are ways to consider it if there's something that you see that you just absolutely love. So, and this time of year, of course, just asking for Christmas presents, right? So
I know.
Yeah.
I always do. I generally don't get as much yarn as I wish I did though. Maybe that's part of our motivation for doing this. Right, Anne?
Yeah, we all wish. It's sort of like a Dumbledore's thing where all he wants is socks for Christmas and nobody gives it to him. It's like, well, I would love some lovely skeins of yarn, but okay, this is okay.
Very nice. But, yeah. Well,
that's awesome.
I don't know how we are on time. I was going to show one more thing if we've got a moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got another minute or so. We're good to go.
Okay. So right here, this is another thing that I have, and I've got some Christmassy ones that I'll be putting in the shop. They're not there just yet, but by later today they will be. My hexagon pouches, which you guys have seen before. I've talked about my hexagon pouches on politically incorrect knitters before, but these are great little pouches, zippered pouches for notions, earbuds, coins, little trinkets, toys, candies, whatever you want to put in here, but they're just really fun little pouches. I've got a key ring on it, so it can be attached to a project bag, or I actually know people that'll put their keys on there and then they put their earbuds in there and then just throw them on the charging base with the earbuds in the pouch.
Oh.
So yeah, I've got some Christmassy ones. I've got some other colors. And like I say, some of these aren't in the shop right at the moment, but they will be by later today. So yeah.
That's
anyway.
awesome. And here, Tara says that she cannot wait for her Sweet Mountain Christmas cash. So
yep, my
I don't
Christmas
know what that
cash
is, but
kit. I can explain really quick. So this is my, let's see, my third year doing a Christmas themed kit. I don't do a proper Advent kit, but what I do is I source yarns that I love. Mostly Wyoming yarn is what I focus on, stuff that's been milled here. And then I put together other fun projects and items. So this year the focus was a hand-thrown pottery mug, Wyoming yarn, hand-dyed by me, and then a weaving kit that are all together in one Christmas themed set. And those were pre-order earlier this year, and they will ship out. I was hoping by this weekend, but at the rate I'm going, it's looking like early next week. So yes,
cool.
It's on its way, Tara.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for showing us all your stuff. And as you get your yarn store open and maybe get your life a little bit more under control, we'll have you back on so you can tell us all about your new adventure.
That would be great. Well, thanks for having me today,
Awesome.
guys. Thanks for this
Yeah,
great
it's
idea.
so good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right.
Oh, hi.
Give me a minute. I'm going to get our next guest. We have people waiting in the wings. Oh, I almost put the wrong one in. Sorry. Here we go.
Yay,
Hi.
Hi.
It's Debbie. You guys might remember her. She's been on the show before.
I
So
have.
tell
How are
us.
you guys doing?
We're
Doing
good.
good. It's good to see you again.
Good.
And
Yeah.
if y'all don't remember, Devry makes the most delightful little toy patterns.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't know what it is about toys. I just love them. I'm sitting in front of my front door and it has been so nice weather. I live in Middle Tennessee and it's been so nice. And then this morning I woke up and was like, what is this? And it's freezing. So I am bundled in front of my door so I can have enough light, but
Oh,
also
that's
stay
funny.
warm.
Right.
Yeah, I am Devry Metcalf. I own Made by Devry. I design a lot of knitting toys, or a lot of knitting items, but my favorite are toys. I really just love toys. And I'm going to start off by apologizing because most of the toys that I knit, I end up giving away to like baby shower gifts or birthday gifts. And so I'm going to show you a lot of pictures today.
Hey, that's all right. And, for our viewers, I pinned Deborah's store. So if you guys need the link, it's up there in the comments.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to get started with probably my most, I don't know, the most thing I'm proud of is my knitting book that came out last year. Oh, wow, it's been a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy that it's been a year. Anyway, I have this adorable little knitting book. It's called Knitting for Playtime, and it is going to be the first in a series of many. But this sweet book is got really beautiful patterns for a fun little beach scene. But what makes it unique is that it also comes with a children's book that my daughter and I wrote, and it's a beautifully illustrated book about this sweet little girl named Joni who goes to the beach with her family and finds this beautiful little shell, and it turns her into a mermaid. So you get to knit the items in the book, and then you can sit and read and enjoy having a good moment with your loved ones. And, you know, whether it's your niece or your granddaughter or whoever wants to read this book, you can sit. And so I'm going to show you all the little characters that you can knit with the book. This is Joni. And she also has this beautiful tail that will turn her into a mermaid. So super cute.
Cute.
Her little shell that turns her into the mermaid. So cute. I also have a towel, a beach towel, and the cutest little sandcastle with a bucket and a shovel.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And
that's the thing too. Like when you see dolls in the store, the coolest part is always the accessories. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
look at the shovel.
Yes, of course. And I am missing the little dolphin. I had this set up in a store, in a bookstore in my area, and I just recently went to go get it. I think yesterday I went and got it, and I noticed when I got home that the dolphin was missing. So
maybe somebody was enamored with it and thought it needed a home.
Some cute little kid is walking around with a little dolphin. But it does have a really cute little dolphin that you get to knit, and the dolphin in the story actually helps Joni find her way home. She finds this little dolphin in the story, and she needs help because she gets lost, and so she has to use the dolphin to get home. So
that is such an adorable concept too. And especially since, so many people start knitting, when they first start having kids, that they're like, oh, you want to make baby things. So making, you're making your own toys for your children, and then having the little book to go along with it. That is so neat.
Yeah. And it's really a nice thing. I love toys. I mean, my first major knitting, other than like a scarf, was, I think I've told you guys, was a pair of socks for my kids. And it was challenging, but knit kind of quick because they're so small. Right. So you can spend an hour or so making them. And then after that, I tried making hoodies for them, and I loved it. But when you think about how quickly they grow out of things, you're like, do I really want to spend all these hours making a sweater that literally you're going to be heartbroken the second that they take it out because they're going to spill something on it, or they're going to fall and it's going to be destroyed. And then you're like, all you can think of is, oh my gosh, that was like 30 hours of my life.
I will never get that time back, and it's wrecked.
No. And then you're like, and I'm going to have to wash it. And is it going to wash well? And if it doesn't wash well, then you're like, oh my gosh. So I love toys because they can knit up fairly quickly, and they can last so much longer than a sweater or something, which is super cute. But let's be honest, they just don't wear them enough.
Right.
So I really love knitting toys, and my computer that I was going to show all about my other patterns has died. But I've got a lot of really cute patterns in my shop. I love making the ring toys, the stackable ring toys. The cactus is my most recent one, and I knitted it for my cousin, and she had a baby, but no one was finding out what the baby was, and I stressed for weeks, what am I going to make? I like knitting things that have a theme to them. This had nothing. And I thought, you know what, a cactus, I'm just going to do it because you can put flowers on it or not flowers on it. You can, whatever. And so I knitted this cactus, and it took me a long time to like staring at it going, I hate it. Oh, I love it. I hate it. I love it.
I haven't seen the cactus yet.
And so now I'm like, okay, I like it. And then I went to the store and found a cute little cactus bottle cleaner. And I was like, it's meant to be. She's getting the cactus.
That's too funny. And I know Anne's made one of your patterns, and she loved the way it turned out.
Yeah, I made the little Batman, and I gave it away as a gift, but it was really fun to knit up. It was so cute when it was finished, and the little bat cape with the little spiky ruffles on the end, as all Batman.
Yeah.
The little details on it really made it cool.
Of course. Well, I get into an argument with my husband he doesn't do it so much anymore. In the beginning, he was always like, why aren't you making these more detailed and more accurate? They don't look, the proportions are off. And I always used to tell him, listen, I want people to be able to make what they see in the picture. I don't want them to look at something and go, oh, I can't make that. Or at the end, they're looking at their design thinking, oh, this looks nothing like the picture, because that's the most heartbreaking when you get done. You spent all your time and you're like, it looks nothing like that. And so I try really hard to make my patterns with enough detail, but they're not too challenging, so that you can knit them without fear that, oh, it's going to be too much, or the details aren't going to work very well, or there's too many advanced skills in them in order that they don't work. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
No, and
So
that too, like, especially when it comes to doing faces, when you're trying to make a face, and the difference between this is awesome and oh no, it's not quite right is so slim. So having
yeah, it can be either
like,
this is the cutest thing in the world, or is that a Halloween type of scary thing that we're going for? I can't tell.
Right. So yeah, your patterns are consistently cute.
And
so
it's a very fine line, because I can't tell you how many times though I have made things and I've put all the details in, and then you look at it and you're like, oh no, this, and if I can't make it look cute, no.
That's
I'm the
funny.
designer. If I can't make it look cute, then I'm just taking it out.
right.
So, and I try hard, a very good portion of my patterns, as many as I can absolutely do, will have very little to no after sewing. So I try to knit things like the doll. Her body is one piece, and then the head attaches on. So I try really, because that's also the bane of my existence, is if I have to sew for 2 hours after I've knit for several, I get very irritated afterwards. So I try really hard that my patterns have as little sewing as you can do. And I try also really hard to add lots and lots of pictures. If you thrive from learning to knit by looking at pictures or the details, you're going to do it, because I like line by line, and I like lots of pictures to show how to put things together. I mean, even the smallest little spots, I try really hard to add pictures to all of my patterns. So they're a little bigger. The size of the PDF is a little larger, but I try really hard to put very detailed pictures in all of my patterns. Like I said, I want my customers to enjoy what they're making, and I want them to enjoy what they've made after they're done. And so it's important to me to make sure that as much information is in it that I can give them to make that work.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And like, I don't knit a lot of my toys, but I crochet a lot of them. And one of my things that I hate the most is when like you show how to put on the hair, where to put the hair, and you're looking at this finished product most of the time and you're going, but now I don't know how to make it look like you did. Like you're like, attach the hair, and I'm like, but how? What did you do to do that? And so that's cool. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, everybody has their own style of doing things. And and in my patterns, if you have a better way, if you don't like my way, please do your way. You don't have to do it my way, but I've tried really hard to find as many different, and you know what, toys they're so stinking cute, but I think sometimes people really just forget at how many skills you can learn by knitting toys. You can, if you want to try something new, you want to try something small. I mean, this right here, this little cute little bomb, it's just like the heel of a sock. And so if you want to learn to do a whole bunch of different things, so the top is knit and then it's separated just like you would for sleeves on a sweater, and then knit down. So there's a lot of skills that you can learn in a toy, and it's a smaller version, so it's less intimidating, and you can do it a little bit quicker than you would maybe a big raglan sweater that you're trying to figure out how to separate for sleeves or how to do that. So it's why I love them. I think there's a good amount of skill that you can learn and try, and you can come up with something cute that will ultimately last a little bit longer than a sweater for a child anyway.
And as you've said in our show before, giving them as gifts, people are just delighted for baby showers and first birthdays and everything else.
Oh yes, everyone knows that I'm not looking at your registry. I'm really sorry. I'm not going to look at your registry. I'm going to make you something. And they're
Well,
always like, "Oh, yes, we would be happy for you to make something for us."
Right.
well, and as a parent, you know that our kids get too much stuff anyway. So I would rather have something that somebody has made that's not mass produced in a store that my kids can have and keep, and so that's a nice aspect too. It's a little
Yeah,
bit more special and personal.
it's a lot more special. I mean, I have a doll that my grandmother crocheted for me. I still have it, and my daughter played with it, and we've put it up in the closet, and we're gonna save it for whichever kid has a for grandkids. So to me,
Yep.
it's such a wonderful way to create memories, and you know what? Making things for people is kind of a lost art, I find. And so it's a skill that I am happy to help others use and pass on, because I think that it's slowly dying, and I think it shouldn't.
Yeah. No, that's true, unfortunately. But so Deborah's got her book and her store that you can get about the mermaid, and also all kinds of patterns, stacking toys, some little like loveys, other knitting patterns. So you can find
Yep, she
her made
has
by
like
Deborah.
children's animal hoods, and she has different hats and socks, and you can find them all on her Etsy site, Made by Deborah.
Yep. And I have the coupon code for you guys, and that everything is 10% off right now.
Excellent.
It PIKTS.
Yes, yes. And guys, you're going to find that throughout the episode today is that a lot of people are using that code. It's Politically Incorrect Knitters Trunk Show. So PIKTS. And actually, Sweet Mountain Crafts forgot to mention it when she was on, but she posted in the comments too that that's also her code for today only. So is that you're offering it today?
I'm actually going to offer it for a little longer than today,
Okay.
but it's
Awesome.
there.
PIKTS. So you guys can check out Made by Deborah. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good to see you again.
Yes, we will see you soon. All right.
Yes, sounds
thank you.
good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's see. Now we have
Haley.
I don't have the schedule, but I know it's Haley.
Haley from Sweet Sequels.
Yes, let me get you in the middle here so we can see you properly. Hi, Haley.
Hello, how are you guys?
Hi,
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I think the last time we saw you, you were pregnant with baby number 4?
Probably.
It's been a while. So how things are good? Family's good?
Yeah. Everything's
Awesome.
going good. Busy. Very busy.
I'm sure. I can imagine.
I was looking at your shop earlier today, and I know you said that you weren't sure about how much you bring. Like, wow, you have a lot of cool stuff.
I have a lot of stuff, yeah. So I was trying to decide what's the best route to go. Like, what do I want to show? So I don't know. Am I like the only one who's not like a knitter or crocheter on here?
We have another artist that's on in a little while too. Yeah.
Okay. So should I just start talking about my stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Right,
If people haven't met you before.
So I'm Haley from Sweet Sequels. It's my business. I'm an artist. I paint literary themed art. So I'll just show you a little sampling of the art that I make first. So like this is Dumbledore's office. Here's Hogwarts Castle. So these are like my original paintings.
Right.
There's a Jean Stratton Porter. So all of these are like inspired by books, literature. And I have some Christmas ones. So what I do with my paintings is then I use them, put them on products. So I have a wide variety of products that I have in my shop. I make books. I sew things. Right now, the main thing that I'm working on, like today, this weekend, I'm making these stuffed animals.
Aww.
So this
oh my goodness.
This is a pocket and it fits a book. And I'll have like a bunch of different types of animals with different pocket art. And these, so I'm making a bunch of these and they'll be in the shop at the end of November. And here's another one. Here's a Narnia one. So these are, well, this one's like a reindeer. but or I guess it could be a stag. I was thinking reindeer, but anyway.
Oh,
So
you
I'm
know
making-
better than me. Don't. I was
So I'm
thinking
making
Narnia white stag, but
no, that makes sense actually. Do stags have antlers? I guess they do, don't they?
I think so.
I think so.
It's a white stag. I'll have to think about that. It could be either. But anyway, I'm making a bunch of these. They'll be on the shop at the end of November. I haven't decided. I don't know exactly the date yet. But if you want to get the news on that, you can subscribe to my newsletter or follow me on Instagram. Last time I made these in the summer, they sold out super fast. And I know a lot of people want them for like Christmas gifts for their kids. So last year for Christmas, I made my kids, two of my kids, I made one these, and then I posted a picture, and people were like, "Oh, I want those," and I started making them. But I don't do it.
Murder Knit said that you sold out and she had her alarm set to find them. So guys, if you want one, like be on the ball, okay?
I was sold out last time. I sold out in minutes. It was shocking.
Wow.
And then a lot
That's
of people
awesome.
asking for them. So yeah, definitely subscribe to my newsletter if you want some of those. And then another thing that I'm working on that's not in the shop yet. They're sold out right now, but for Christmas I made these little wood slice ornaments. So this is my Hobbit hole one. I have a bunch of different designs, but this is the only one I have right now with me because the rest are already shipped out. But anyway, I'm going to make another big batch of these. Last time I had Narnia. I had some Christmas themed ones. I had Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, a bunch of different things.
Cute.
So yeah.
Very cool.
And I don't know exactly when those will be coming back, but probably in the next couple of weeks. And then on to Christmas theme. I also have some Christmas cards that I have. This year is the first time I've done Christmas cards. So I have two sets right now. One is a Narnia set with these designs, and there's 4 cards in that set. And then I also have like a Christmas set with 8 cards and 4 designs. So there's that one. And these are just blank cards.
Yep. And there's somebody in the comments who said that these the ornaments also sold out.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't set an alarm and they sold out real quick. So
guys,
I guess the thing to do is go to Haley's store like all the time. Just have it open and refresh it anytime you go online.
The best way is to follow me on Instagram because I post about stuff and then you can always know when my drops will be. So like the stuffies and the ornaments, because they're handmade and I make them like in batches, they just sell out. And then, so the only way to get them is to know exactly when I'm going to be restocking them, because otherwise they'll sell out pretty fast. Yeah. But I also have a lot of things in my that are just there all the time. Like, this month, well, I guess this one isn't there all the time, but I do a monthly exclusive t-shirt every month. So this is my November exclusive and it's a Narnia. So this will be in the shop just until the end of November. And then next month I'll have another one. But then I also have,
I love the colors in that. It's so pretty.
Thanks. Yeah. I also have lots of other shirts that are just there. Sometimes they're back ordered. So it takes like a couple weeks to get them. But I have different book stacks. This one's my Lord of the Rings one. And I have a Christmas one.
It's pretty.
And I have lots of other ones if you want to browse.
Sure. Well, one of the reasons that we first talked with you is because you kind of got in a bit of trouble for being pro-life. Mm-hmm. So I think you have a pro-life book stack as well.
I do. I have a pro-life book stack, and I have some other like pro-life themed art in my shop too. So,
yeah.
And I have I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative. You'll find some of that within my shop as well. And then the other main thing that I do in my shop is I make books so this is an illustrated edition of A Christmas Carol with my artwork. Let's see if I can find. So it has like full color illustrations throughout. So I make a bunch of books.
That's your out of print book series, right?
So I have two. Well, I have three, actually four series now. I have an illustrated series, which is all like really popular classics.
Yeah,
and then I have, so this is also, so all these are illustrated. And then I also have an out of print series, which is less popular classics. Books that like most people that aren't really in print anymore that you can't find in bookshops. So these are in my out of print series, and they are not illustrated. They just have my art on the cover. Sure. And then I also have poetry books that have illustrations, and I have nonfiction books that do not have illustrations. So I have a bunch of books to choose from. And I also sell used books as well. So if you like books, then I always am adding more to my shop, different things.
Those are so neat. And they seem to be like really solid additions too. That
they are. They really are. They're nice. There's the back. They're hardcover. They're 6x9. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. I have just a couple more things to show you guys. I have a reading planner. So if you like to read, this is an undated reading planner. It's 12 months, so you can start at any time, but the new year is always a good time to start a new planner. So it's just broken up into months. So you have, you can put down what books you plan to read, and then there's a space for reviews and just different like favorite quotes, coloring pages, and then like a monthly wrap up where you can put down what your favorite book was for the month and how many books you read and all that. So that's my planner.
That's lovely. I mean, it strikes me as something that'd be very, nice and useful, both if you want to read more and want to have something to go along, or even for like older homeschooling kids too, as a project.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I actually also have a reading planner for kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
And this could be like for younger kids too. It's there's a lot more space in there. It's not it seems kind of blurry, but so there's also coloring pages for the kids, so they can like color in the spines of the books that they read. And then there's little like review pages, and there's one more different page. Oh, color in the shelves. So just a fun way for your kids to keep track of what they're reading and what they've read. And this, I also have outdoor observation journal for kids. So that's just like so for our homeschooling, we do nature study. So it's just, go outside, find something, observe something in nature, draw it, write down your observations. So that's what we use those for. And then I also have a sketchbook for kids, which is blank, but it also has artists throughout it, just with quotes. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody in your life that is a book lover, these are fabulous ideas. Like my oldest kid loves to read, and now I want to get one of those book planners so they can color in the books as they read them and stuff. That sounds like so much fun. Mm-hmm. And then, you got to keep it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, it's beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
Yep.
So,
but yeah, and I mean, a couple more things that you didn't mention. You also do mugs, you do book plates, you do prayers to memorize, Christmas stockings, blankets. Like, it really is a full offering shop that you have.
Yeah, and I always have prints of my artwork available in my shop. So, and I have hundreds of paintings that you can get prints with, and then I have stickers and. Yeah.
And you have a couple of the originals, I believe, that you're selling as well.
Yes, I do. I have several on already on the site, and then I have a whole stack of them that I'm gonna add at some point with my original paintings, just like the ones that I showed at the beginning. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So yeah, Sweet Sequels, you can find her. And also for people just joining us, not writing down links, I'm going to send an email tomorrow that's going to have all the information so that you can find everybody who's on the show. But Haley, your stuff is awesome, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right, we will see you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh,
All right. Oh, I got the wrong button. I need Athena. There she is. There you are. We haven't had you on before.
Oh.
Hi.
How are you guys today?
Doing good. How are you?
A little nervous.
You don't have to be nervous. I'm having a blast. I mean, how often is it that you just get to hang out and like have your friends show you all the cool things that they have, and like, right? This is not a bad day for us. But so I'm putting your link in the comments so people can find you. And Athena is a Canadian designer, and she knits a lot. But tell our audience a little bit about yourself, since you are new to our show.
Yes, from Alberta, Canada, here where I live with my husband and our 7 kiddos. And yeah, I learned to knit when I was pregnant with my second child, and my grandma taught me, and I kind of just self-taught from there. And then I found Ravelry way back then, and I was like, what? But yeah. And then I started designing, I want to say 2012, I think. Sure.
Oh, wow. So you've been at it quite some time then. A decade. Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, hey?
Time flies.
That's cool. So you mostly make hats, right? Like me?
Yes, mostly hats.
Yeah.
I have a couple random patterns to show off here, but
sure.
Mostly
and our audience may remember that when there was the Canadian trucker protest at that time, you put out the We the Fringe pattern and had a plain Canada hat.
Yep.
Go ask Passion, please.
That's okay. It's life with kids.
Yeah, usually. But okay, so I'll show off my non-hat patterns first because there's only like 3 of them.
Okay.
I have these socks. They're called Silva's Summer Shorties. And I think it's my second sock pattern I made. And there's little kind of lace bits in between. So they're in summer in Canada it's still, I wear socks all the time. So summer socks. And then I also have this it's called No Sew striped socks because I wanted to use 2 different skeins that I thought would really make a nice self-striping sock, but I didn't want to have to cut all the ends between every single row. So it's kind of brought up there with that little wrap around.
That's really cool that you, instead of like having to deal with the insides, you just like knit it in and called it a day. That's
exactly
a fantastic idea.
Exactly. I was like, I really want this yarn in self-striping, but I don't want to cut all the yarn and weave in all the ends because no one's got time for that, right?
Right.
So 2 sock patterns, and then I have this wrap I designed last year. It's kind of a cross between a triangle shawl and infinity scarf. Knit all in one piece, and the back has short rows there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can put it on and double wrap it.
You got a little bit. Yep.
All the extra.
Yeah, it's nice to have the kind of pointed part too, so where your coat opens, you can kind of shove it down.
And then you don't have dangling all over to deal with.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I remember when you were test knitting that, I really wanted to test knit it, but then I was realistic and I'm like, I'm never going to finish it, but I love it.
Beautiful. And it's really You know, in the pattern too, you can use a lot of fun yarns with that one.
Yes, someone did the self-striping yarn. I was like, oh, I love that. So those are all my non-hat patterns. I might have one other one in the shop, and the rest to be patterns that I have for sale just as a pattern or as a finished hat. So I do sell finished hats as well.
Sure.
This one was one of my most popular ones when I first came out with the pattern.
Yeah, actually, Wombat says that she loves your moose hat. So there you go. It's a popular pattern.
Yeah, I didn't actually have any made up. This is a baby-sized one.
Oh, it's very pretty and very classic too.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely one of my most popular. So that's the Moosey Slouchy.
Cutie.
And I think this next one is probably my most popular pattern I've put out. It's called Kodiak Kisses. Like a mama and baby bear.
Aww.
Yeah.
Cute.
And there's trees on the back.
Very nice.
So are with worsted weight. Very fun to knit up. As you could tell, I really like color work.
Yep.
That's why I've been drawn to your stuff. We're like kindred spirits. I love color work. I love hats. I don't have time for a project. Gotta be quick. And I don't have as many kids as you, so you really have a excuse.
After they go to bed, like, that's my knitting time. I don't do dishes. I don't do laundry. It's my knitting.
Yep.
This is another one fun and favorite of mine is the plaid bow ear warmer. Super fast to knit up because it's a super bulky pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that would make good gifts.
Yes. Yeah, I think
because it's a quick one.
I can knit one up in like an hour or less.
Oh my goodness.
I've made lots of them. So.
I think for the rest of us mere mortals, it would probably take a few hours, but still, a nice quick present.
Yeah. And that was, what pattern was that? Plaid bow ear warmer. And this next one is a really fun one I like.
Oh, it's a sock monkey.
Yeah, sock monkey style. This one was fun to design because I made the ribbing from the ear flap go like match the hat. And I think this one comes from like 1 year up to adult size. So that was a fun one. I also like making it in stripy colors instead of the sock monkey.
Cute.
Yeah. And this next one is in a hat that's in our shop. I didn't design it, but my friend did, and it's actually a free pattern off of our website. Sure. It's one of our most popular items that we sell at markets. It's the kind of hard to see. I able to put it on. It's called the Logan Slouch. And it is.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's super easy too because it's just knit back and forth in a big tube. And then I guess you have to know the Kitchener stitch to make it look seamless.
Right.
Which I hate it, but I love using the Kitchener stitch.
I love the Kitchener stitch too.
Yeah, I have it memorized, so it's good. But yeah, this one is signed by Cindy Knits on Instagram. But like I said, this one's a free pattern on our website.
Sure.
So those are all the ones that I have for sale as hats and patterns, and these all next ones are just as patterns.
Sure.
This was one of my favorite ones to design.
That is fun. It's very like some of my favorite knitwear is the very patriotic Olympic looking, and that just yep.
I think I had a couple people tag me that they had either worn it to the Olympics or sent it to someone who were at the Olympics, and I'm like, yay!
That's so cool.
That's cool.
So that hat was called Maple Pride. Oh, and here's one of the trucker hats. And then on the back it says strong and free.
Very nice.
Oops, where's the camera? This one my 3-year-old stole. She's like, that's my hat, Mom. I'm like, okay.
All right.
This is the very first pattern I ever published. It's called the Annabeth Slouch.
Oh, that's cool with the sideways cable.
Yeah. popular when I had designed it.
Oh, that's cute. See, slouchy hats look terrible on me, but that is adorable on you.
Yeah, it was
a cute hat.
on Etsy, had made it, and I kept getting asked, make this hat, and there was no pattern for it. I was like, well, I'll just make up my own pattern, and that's kind of what kickstarted me into pattern designing. Was this design actually?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was the Annabeth slouch. Another one of my favorite color work ones.
Oh, that's pretty.
This one's called Color is Power. It's not very colorful.
That would be awesome in like a mini skein set, though. Can't you see it with like a plain and then the color work just, yeah.
Like this one, fold the brim down, and then I can wear it slouchy if I want.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want a fast knit, quick knit, there's a chunky color work
Another
one.
good Christmas present.
Yeah, Skyfall, this one is called, and it's with like super bulky yarn, knit up very quickly.
Mm.
What else we got here? Oh, my newest pattern.
Oh, puppies.
Yeah.
And puppies. Cute.
Actually, a lady asked me to design it for her to knit up for her shop. So I've actually knit 75 of these now this year.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
First six.
You're quite the production knitter.
Yeah, I don't mind knitting the same thing over and over and over. I'm more of a process knitter, I guess. Or product?
Product.
A little bit of both.
I find that on patterns that you repeatedly knit, like the product stops being the individual and starts being the line of them.
Yes.
Like your relationship with the pattern kind of moves on and changes over time.
Exactly, yes. Oh, my only crochet hat pattern I've ever designed.
Oh, cool.
It has like an inner lining.
Right.
That is cool.
I cannot, for the life of me. Oh, Lacy Lucille. That's what I called it. For a second there. But yeah, you can find that one on my website. And this is a cabled Meraki or Meraki, however you say it. Bulky hat. Not super bulky, but bulky, so it does work up pretty quick.
Sure.
Yep.
A little textured.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh.
So
It's
under-
almost like a Guernsey sweater. That's sort of a stitch pattern.
yeah, one of my kids had, I think, like a Walmart sweater or something with a bunch of designs like this on. I was like, ooh, that would make a nice hat.
Right.
Let's see what else we got here. More color work.
Oh, wow. That is sorry, that is so cool. I really like that one.
And you're so funny.
No, it is. It's a very striking.
It is striking.
Very not quite skater dude, but in that realm of pattern that it's.
This one's called Tiger's Eye. I actually knit it. It's like double.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so if you're not feeling bold, you can just wear a regular hat.
Exactly, yeah, and then you can like hide all the ends or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's pretty too.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody says she's already got some of your patterns in their cart, so there you go.
Well, this one was more cables and eyelets. That was a fun one.
It's pretty.
Streamena, this one is called. Can you tell it's my favorite color?
Yep.
Let's see. This is an older one of mine, old Prairie Rain. This kind of little raindrops.
Oh, those are pretty.
They could be like strike scales too, I guess. However you want to knit it up. Oh, and this one I designed.
Big old bee.
And
Little honeycomb, yeah. What's up?
it's to
I know.
my 14-year-old. I was like, here, this hat's for you.
That's funny. I know some people that I could make that for.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So that add in there for today. If you want to get buy one get one free, you can use the promo code PIKTS for all the patterns. And then if you want to buy any of the finished hats, you can get them all at 10% off for the next week. Use PIKTS10.
Very cool. So PIK, and you're writing these down, right?
I am doing that right now.
Awesome. So that when I send the email later, I have access to them because I'm not writing them down.
There we go. I
That's why
got
we
that.
work
So, yeah,
together.
that'll be a part of our email. And
Yes.
again, PIKTS is a promo code that many of our vendors are using today. And like she said, buy one, get one free on patterns. She also has free patterns on her website. And yeah, and 10% off finished products with PIKTS10. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And maybe one of these days we'll get you on for the real live thing so we can talk all kinds of politics and
Sounds good.
awesome.
So good.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
We will see you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. So now it is just after 3, which means that Callius should be here, but they don't have their camera on. So let's.
Oh, we should also say while we're hanging out in the interim, so Chicken Lady, who is our regular sponsor, is not joining us today, but her promo code for the month, which is PIK Vote 20, through the weekend, it's going to count for 25% off.
Yep. She couldn't join us, but she's giving you guys a little bit extra. So there you go. Make sure you check out our store. Oh, and she has one advent left. She's been talking about that. Somebody may have already snagged it, but check it out. Maybe it could be you.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there's Callius.
Ready, gals?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So you guys are joining us live from a real trunk show, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's awesome.
So cool.
So thanks for coming on today.
Yeah.
How have you been since we saw you?
Good.
We've been good. Very busy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what have you got to show us? What's new? What's exciting?
Oh, tons of
Trying
stuff.
to figure out our camera real fast.
There we go.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness. Now I'm jealous. I want to be there too.
All right,
Not
so
that
walk us
far.
through what you got.
Right,
Yes.
so we have some sock tubes.
And you can tube up any of the
That's the problem.
It'll show it on the
Could you hear her?
We can hear you. We can hear chatter. It's okay.
Okay. So we have all of our sock tubes, and you can tube up any skein that we have.
Nice.
And then anything on the website can be tubed up. Minis
Oh, okay.
to go with those for heels and toes and stuff.
Sure.
And then we've got some resin and wood, mainly wood bowls. This one and this one is made with pine cone.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So we've got some yarn bowls. And then our dad and Jesse make those.
Sure.
We've got some fluff, lots of fiber to spin.
And for sorry, I know that you're going through, for those of
Oh,
our
go ahead.
audience who haven't seen you before, that what you often do is colors based on the names of famous women. So first ladies, I saw on your site you have
Yes.
first ladies of rock and roll, that you have
Yes,
other
we do.
prominent people.
These are the first ladies of rock and roll.
Yes, that's
So,
awesome. I saw
yes.
those colors and they were like
Yes.
amazingly like I wanted to knit them all.
Yeah. My favorite is Pat Benatar, right?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
one?
so. This one?
Yeah, that one. I
Mhm.
love that one.
Oh, that's fun.
It's got all the colors.
Yes.
Very cool.
And we've got some new pattern kits. This one is our knit kit. It's the pop and lock pattern. And then we've got the Amaru for crocheters. And we've just paired up a couple different colors for you.
And you have
Tons.
yarn kits available on your website too.
Yes, we do. We have yarn
Very
kits and mini kits. And then Jessie's grabbing her pattern real quick to show you guys. So this is the Amaru.
Okay, so that's
So that's the crochet.
Yes, that's the
Oh,
crochet.
wow. Cool.
Yes. She's almost finished. Yeah. We've got tons of different pins and stitch markers. Most of them are resin. The pins are all polymer clay.
Sure.
And we have a few keychains.
And that's stuff you guys all make, right? It's all a family effort.
It's all handmade by
Very
one of
good.
us in the family. We've got these real cute greeting cards, and these are made with our yarns. And they
You guys
all
actually
have,
knit little samples?
Yep.
Oh my.
It's all the little samples. And they've all got yarny sayings in them.
Stand back, you goat this.
Yeah. So lots of.
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
Oh,
So
those are
if you're
cute.
into knitting puns or yarn puns,
Yes. Oh, yes.
those are for you.
We're big into puns.
Who isn't, right, Anne? Exactly.
Yarn world exists off puns.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So we've got a bunch of different minis, mini kits. We've just paired up some of our favorite yarns together.
And then any of the ones with the 4 in there, and they're on the website, they come with the Callie's cowl pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
So they come with a cowl pattern. It was a little hard to hear, but yeah.
Sorry, I'll stand closer to Emmy. There is the Callie's cowl.
Okay.
Pull it out.
Sure.
That's the pattern they'll get if they get any of the mini sets with the 4.
Pretty with
Very
little
cool.
bobbles.
Yes.
Who doesn't like bobbles, right?
Yes. And then we've got lots of DK weight. And yeah, so like let's see, let's find a.
Well, this is one of your favorites.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's Carolyn Harrison. All the fun different colors.
Very cool.
This
There
one
was
reminds me of my favorite.
There's one
Oh.
of Jessie's.
It's Eliza Johnson.
Eliza, and then all of our the whole first ladies, yes, all of them.
Wow.
And then here's our first women of rock and roll, and we've got mini kits for those. Wow, we have 2 left, so those are our last 2.
How
And
many
Jessie,
minis are in those kits?
there is 13. Jessie made the Tony Lipsy pattern, the juniper cowl with them, and it turned out real pretty. So,
And then this is what they would look like.
and then yeah, that one's how it would look, the pooling.
Sure.
So we've got Stevie Nicks, Blondie, Debbie Harry. This one is Carol King.
Oh, I love Carol King.
Gladys Knight. This is Carly Simon, and that's this one.
Okay.
And then this one's my favorite. Oh, it's Joan Jett, not Pat.
Yeah.
Joan Jett.
You were close, right?
I would right. We've got Melissa Etheridge, this navy. There's a Tina Turner and Hart. And we've got Cher. Here's Pat Benatar and Bonnie Tyler. And then each year we do a Mrs.
Ooh.
Claus. So this is Mrs. Claus 22.
I want that one. You guys can put that right in my stocking, okay?
Yes, yes. And then today we're at Designing Women, and it's their 40th anniversary. And
Wow.
Suzanne over here, it's also her birthday.
Happy birthday!
They said happy birthday, Suzanne.
How fun.
And then we've got the pressed flowers shawl kits.
Okay.
And here is that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Pretty.
This one does not come with the pattern, but it's on Ravelry, or I don't know where else they have it. I think just, yeah. So we've just paired our favorite color combos.
Very
Look at that.
nice.
This one's like the perfect fall
Perfect
one.
fall one, yeah. Oh, sorry. There you go. And then this is our lace weight. Some of it. We've got more further down the line.
Awesome.
Then we have my sister's favorite thing shawl kit. This is the Cozy Up Knits Girls.
Mm-hmm.
So we did this one in we have it in Mamie Eisenhower. There's
Mary
no,
Todd.
that's not supposed to be in there.
Oh.
Okay, so Ida McKinley and Lucy Webb Hayes, which is probably my favorite one that I want to see.
That's pretty.
It would just be like so perfect.
And here's that. Here's that shawl.
Sure.
You said that's a Cozy Up Knits shawl?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
My sister's favorite things. And then this is our merino linen, our Merlin, which I'm wearing today. Jesse, you want to?
Yeah.
This is our Merlin.
Oh, pretty.
I
just finished it last night. So
You just bound off to wear today. That's awesome.
yes. And of course we have to have sparkle.
Of course.
Of course. So we've got all of our fun sparkles. And we also have Mrs. Claus on sparkle if anybody was looking for that. So she's on our BFL and on sparkle. And we've got our mohair and silk.
I have that color that you were just touching. I think I had
This
in
purple
mohair.
one,
It
yes,
is so pretty.
Yes. That one is Sally Ride.
Did you make
Yes, that's the one I have. It's beautiful.
Lots of fun ones in there. These are the MCN Merino Cashmere Nylon. These are some of my favorites. And then we've got confetti tweed. So it's got
Ooh, that's
blues.
Anne's.
I know. I love tweed.
It's got blue and yellow and red tweed in it. And we've also got some neutral tweed in there as well.
Oh, sure. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Those are all of our fun little tweed colors. And they're a DK base.
Okay.
And then we've got our marled.
I haven't been in their shop since they were on, and it's probably a good thing I haven't been because, man, let me tell you.
You have such lovely bright colors.
I know.
It's all updated, ready to go. Lots of new things on there. And then this is more of our lace weight. This one's, we call it Skein Story. We made that inspired by our subscription boxes. And Jesse is grabbing that right now to show you guys. Every month we send out a subscription box with 5 minis in it. You get 3 First Ladies. Oh, I thought you were grabbing the subscription.
I'm also
okay, here's the lace weight all knit up.
Your fingers.
The coterie shawl.
Yeah,
that is
pretty.
So pretty.
Yes. And then here is our subscription box. So we send a pattern that Jesse and Mom make. We do 1 knit pattern and 1 crochet pattern. It has the 5 minis in it. And then for each of the First Ladies, you get a special little notion.
So like this is Jill Biden's. She was caught out like shopping, wearing a scrunchie, and everyone just liked how she was like very relatable for doing that. The notepad is for Hillary Clinton because she said the perfect day is a day with her dog. And then we picked out a bookmarker for Jane Pierce that has a Bible verse on it because she was just very religious. So that was our little thing for her. So they each get something.
Right.
And then we send.
I was about
Go
to say,
ahead.
I love those oranges and those colors.
Yes.
And that's the thing, too, with the first ladies. Like, you do everybody, you know?
Yes, it's everybody. We have all first ladies now.
Yep.
And so this is a little sneak peek at our pattern this month. This is the crochet pattern. And then this is our knit pattern for the month.
I love how those colors go together.
Yes.
They're very,
And
very,
very
warm.
fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we've got fun little things in there for you guys. And then each month you'll get little sheep stickers, and each sheep is colored like their colorway for the first ladies. You get a little card about each first lady, and then the patterns in there as well.
And you've sent us one of your box before. Like
Yes.
they put on a good show. Like it is very fun to
They're
open.
very pretty.
They do a lot of cool
Yes.
stuff.
They do not to steal your thunder, but like this was in one of the boxes, this little Scrabble tile that says deplorable on it that they made. And you know, everything just has different fun. You never know quite what you're gonna get, and there's all different kinds of things. So
yeah. And then we've got a couple project bags. They each have different little things on them. Our logo, some of our sheepies that I draw,
Those are cute.
and then our podcast, Stitching with Callius.
awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, it's beautiful, and it's so nice to see everybody's yarn out and up and in a store, and yeah, it's awesome. I'm so glad you guys were able to share it with us.
I am trying to flip us around here. Sorry.
There you go.
Here we go. We're getting there.
We're there.
There we go. Yes, so we've been doing a lot since we talked to you guys last. We've got a lot updated in the shop for you. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing it with us, and thank you for taking the time out of your live event, your in-person event, to come join us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, and they are Callius Design. Their link is it's been pinned while they've been talking, and
it's calliusdesignsfibers.com.
And we also have the coupon code, the PIKTS, with everyone, and you get 10% off your orders.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Yes, so if you need some holiday shopping, these ladies are on it.
Ready for
but,
it, guys.
Yes, we are.
Yes, awesome. Thank you guys for coming on today.
No problem. Thanks.
All right.
Nice
We will
talk to you guys again.
Yes.
All right. We will see you soon.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
Yep. And my list isn't populating. I think Liz is the next up, but I'm not certain. Okay, good.
It is
so
Liz.
Let me pull up Liz. I know she's here. There she is.
Hello.
Hey, Liz.
Hi, everybody. Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us today.
Liz Clothier Designs. I design knitting and crochet patterns, so I don't have any crochet patterns on the website yet. Unfortunately, most of my samples are in Utah with my daughter and niece who live there where it's cold. So when she went back, she swiped most of the hats so that they'd have them to wear. So I only have a couple of them.
In Vegas.
But and what I'm doing for anyone who makes a purchase from my website, send me an email. It's lizclothierdesigns@gmail.com. It's right on the website. And I have a Christmas cowl pattern coming out first week of December. And if you shoot me the email and put PIK Trunk Show in it, you'll get that pattern for free.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
So they'll get the pattern for free, and then it'll be available on the website for everyone else. So it's one skein of your favorite speckly Christmas yarn or any kind of speckly yarn, and make a good gift. quick knit.
Okay.
So,
Perfect for Christmas.
And is that a secret? Did you say that?
no,
Oh, okay.
it's not a secret. I'm just giving everyone for the trunk show. If you just shoot me the email and put PIK in it, then I'll send you the pattern before I put it on the
Okay.
website. So as
Very
a thank
cool.
you to everybody, because I didn't have a chance to get my website guy to put a coupon code in because his wife had a baby. Like, you know, he has to go
Oh.
do stuff.
Right.
That's like not an excuse. Whatever.
I know, right? Hey, at least he's doing baby stuff. I give him credit for that. Not all dads do, you know.
That is true. That is true.
So, but and on my website, I have mostly, you kind of see it, hat patterns and cow patterns.
Sure.
I have one sweater so far up there, which was designed for Paisley, who's the lovely daughter of Murder Knits, and that's the very Paisley pullover. This was my sample, and Chicken Lady Fiber Arts, her worsted weight, which is a great yarn to use. It's very sturdy and heavy duty, especially for little girls who run around a lot, which Miss Paisley does. And going out to test knitters next month is the adult companion sweater, which will be on the website in February. And that's also in Chicken Lady in her MCN base, or any heavy worsted, but use Chicken Lady because she's awesome.
I forgot to put your website up. I'm sorry. Let me get on there.
LizClothierDesigns.com.
Thank you.
And
I will
then-
put it up.
This is a hat I designed for our dear friend Carrie Smith, the Keep Calm and Carry On hat. And it's in the deprogrammed colorway that Chicken Lady dyed specifically for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a cabled and lace knit hat, slouchy, but really warm. And you can do it in any worsted or DK.
Sure.
And then I know later on you have a wedded Tina coming on, and I have a new cardigan that's going to test knit next month, and that is in her woke skein colorway.
That's very cool.
It's fingering weight, textured, pretty basic with a little bit of reverse stock in it and texturing, really to show off the yarn because her yarn is amazing. And some of our friends, when you purchase her yarn, proceeds go to help some of our friends who've been harassed by a sociopath. So.
And I really like how in that pattern, how the pooling ends up too.
Yeah, I did not do any alternating of skeins. I just let it go to see what would happen. And the way she dyes it, I don't know how she does it, but it's amazing. And then the colors are just phenomenal, the way it pools. I have some of her other skeins in different colorways that are similar for another sample. So I'm excited to see how that works out.
Yeah.
So, and then I have another pattern that's coming out that's already been test knit. It's another cardigan. This is a sample, but the original sample is knit in Tina's yarn. And it's not a pattern, it's a recipe. Basically, it's based on your own measurements. So you knit the cardigan to fit you. Because how many times do you try to knit something and the shoulders are too loose or the hips too tight? This way, you measure your neck, certain parts, and then you knit it in one piece from side to side all the way around the cardigan in one piece.
Okay.
So you actually knit it to your own measurements. So you can make it, you can add to the measurements to make it a looser fit, or you can just do it the way it is. And when you knit it, you look at it, you swear it's not going to fit because of the way the shape is, but it will fit. So that'll be on the website in January. And
trust the pattern.
You can trust the pattern because it's your own measurements. It's samples in DK weight, but you can actually, because there's really no pattern, you're just measuring. It can be at any weight. Because gauge doesn't matter at all. It's whatever gauge you knit it at. Because you're knitting 2 inches as opposed to, and because you're knitting side to side, it doesn't matter what the gauge is. Because you're just knitting till you get to a certain point on your body, and then you do the next section. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So it's really easy for that. Row, you need to know your row gauge just to count for inches, but it's not a big deal. So I've knit it in fingering, I've knit it in DK. Heavier weight's a little bit better because it's a little bit warmer. But yeah, that'll be on the website.
Yep.
The
Does it have a
bespoke
name
cardigan.
yet?
Bespoke. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the sketches from my niece who does all my schematics for me. just to do the sketches for it to tell you where to measure, and then it'll be on the website. It's been
Awesome.
a couple years in the making. I also have a crochet version that will come up later because I need to recrochet it again to remind myself, because there's 2 seams on the crochet one, and the knit one there are no seams because it's 2 Kitcheners. You Kitchener up on the underarm from the bottom on both sides, so it's all done in one piece. If you get one of those huge skeins of yarn, like some of the dyers are putting out now, you could probably do it in 1 or 2 of those, and not even have to worry about changing yarn skeins. So,
And you have a newsletter, right?
I do. The first newsletter will be going out in December. Now that I've got my website guy understanding that, why do I need a newsletter if I don't physically send anything out? But
right,
it's a learning process.
Yeah, so just to make sure that, you know, everyone gets on your website and on the newsletter so they know when these, you know, finally come out.
Yeah, the newsletter will be going out in December. LizClothierDesigns.com. Just sign up to the newsletter, and I'll get your email and make sure it goes on there. This website thing is a process, I'm finding out. I'm not in control of it because it's a family member who does this for a living. So it's kind of like I have to tell him when I want something done.
Oh,
and then he gets back to me eventually.
That's a thing too, when a lot of people are trying to move off the sort of bigger conglomerate sites and start their own thing. That's a lot of bugs that you have to iron out. Once you get
and it's good because he knows what he's doing, but it's also a little frustrating because I don't have I can't just pop in there and change a coupon code or something.
Right.
So that's a little frustrating, but we're working it out.
Sure.
Right.
And then my other big pattern that's coming out is my Murder Knits cardigan, which is a belted cardigan.
Yes,
in honor
it's based
of
off
the
of
lovely
Tabitha's bathrobe, right?
Yes, basically, yeah. It's so Tabitha doesn't have to wear her bathrobe all the time on her podcast. She can wear a cardigan and be just as warm and cozy. And that'll be out in January or February as well. So I'm kind of in a flux part where I'm getting a bunch of patterns coming out all at once because I've been working on them all year. It's just a matter of getting them tech edited and ready to go and sketches.
Yep. And I mean, your hats are lovely, but it's much easier to get a hat pattern written and together than a full sweater with all the different measurements and, like you said, get art and different pictures and things.
Well, you guys know, you've both put out so many hats, you know which stitch count you need when you're designing a hat to get a certain size. So you don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to work or not. But with a sweater or a cardigan that's a bunch of different sizes, sizing is a whole nother ball game that I'm just in the middle of, and it's interesting.
Yeah,
for sure. That's why I like the bespoke one, because there are no sizes. It's just your size. You can make it long, you can make it short. It's just however you want it to be. So
that's nice.
I'm excited about that. The purists won't like it because there aren't seams, because a lot of people like to have seams because they say it makes it stronger. But oh well.
Yeah, a lot of vintage patterns are that way, and the more modern ones like the seamless or not so many pieces. So it's sort of an interesting. I mean, people are always going to prefer it either way, but it's an interesting.
Yeah. I think too the vintage ones. It's because they didn't have circular needles, so they had to knit them in pieces.
That's true.
Together, which I do not. I do not like sewing them together. I don't like. So almost pretty much all my designs will be one piece if possible, because I really don't like sewing them together. And I had to learn to do Kitchener stitch over a long stretch for the cardigan. But if you do it, it works out and it just makes it completely seamless all the way around. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Kind of like what Devry said earlier with making the toys, that the less sewing at the end of your project, the better.
Exactly.
I like them to be done. I like to be done and then it's done. I don't have to block and then sew pieces together and then block again. And then my niece and daughter will be here over Thanksgiving, so I have a photo shoot set up with them because they model most of my patterns, and I have to have them when they're in town and bribe them. So, bribe them with food and stuff. So,
great.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Pay your workers.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're good enough to want to, they're both knit worthy. I told my niece, because the one in Tina's yarn it's for her. She's modeling. I knit it in her size. She can keep it. And I said, but if you throw it in the dryer, I'll never speak to you again. And she says, "Oh, you mean like my wool blankets? I just wash them and dry them flat." And I'm like, oh, I found someone who actually knows how to take care of a knitted or a wool object.
good.
And she's in her 20s. It's like, where did you learn this? Because most people, it's like, I have to wash that flat and then lay it through. It's like, it's a hassle. Not everything can be thrown in the dryer, though. Most of the sweaters and things I knit and crocheted for my kids when they were little were all acrylic. Because it has time for that. But yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And
most of them are one skein patterns. So if you're looking to make gifts, they're quick knits. There's a couple color work ones on there that are 2 skeins, but for the most part, they're all one skein projects. So if you're looking for Christmas patterns,
they're awesome for Christmas patterns. And don't forget that if you purchase a pattern from her, shoot her an email and let her know that you did. That you bought it because of our trunk show, and she'll send you a new pattern when it comes out. So that's always fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's a 1 skein pattern, but you might want some. It's going to have embellishments, so buttons on it, but that'll all be in the pattern. It's something I've had in my head a while, so it's just now I'm getting to the point where I have the time to get it knit up before Christmas. And then I have a couple other patterns. If you're looking for free patterns for me, if you follow Blocked Magazine, I have a few patterns in Blocked. There's some hats and cows in there if you're looking as well. They're also on the website, but they're free on the Blocked Magazine. So if you need
it. That's great. Okay. Well, thanks, Liz.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you again soon. Sometimes Liz likes to join us on our Tuesday show, so she's a pretty familiar face. But thanks for coming today. Yes.
Thanks.
It is.
I'm glad it's not a post-politics election show today. It's more fun stuff.
We needed some holiday cheer in our lives. So
absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
And again, Liz Clothier Designs. Sign up for our newsletter. And it is skeins next.
Yes, it is skeins next. I did find my list.
Oh, good.
Let's see. Hey.
Hi. I'm good.
How is
it? I'm a bit rumpled because it's a Sunday morning.
Yes, it's a Sunday morning in New Zealand, and she got up to come see all of you guys. So thanks for joining us.
It's the most dangerous knitter in New Zealand.
I've got a new title now, Anne.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, I've got a new thing to add to the CV. We have a thing here run by our government called the Disinformation Project. And according to them, if you are a female who likes Instagram and Pinterest as a sort of a trad wife, especially white with red hair, and you knit, you're the new form of domestic terrorist.
Oh, wow.
Well,
and here you were just thinking you were living your own life, selling your New Zealand wool, having a nice time. No,
I am operating. I must be operating a domestic terror cell of knitters because we carry sharp sticks.
Well, didn't you tell me when we were talking that you had new yarn out? Isn't that, or was that? Okay, good.
Yeah. I actually came into work to do this because I suddenly realized when I thought at home, I've got nothing that I want to talk about is at home. And whereas I thought, I'll come into work, it's so much easier. Yes, we do have new yarn out. And the beautiful thing, so the first thing I've put skeins.com down the bottom there for everyone to have a look. Now,
yes,
if you're not familiar with us, we are in New Zealand. And we own our own mills. So we are a mill direct store. We manufacture about 80% of what we sell and the rest generally is done under license. So we don't sell a lot of brands that you'll be used to seeing because most of them are house brands to us. So we have made those. So you will look at those and you'll think, well, these are not familiar. So what I thought I'd do today is just show you some things that are new, but the best thing that I have to do right off the top of the bat, particularly if you're used to looking at things in US dollars. Here in New Zealand, our website is in New Zealand dollars. Now, the beautiful thing about the current climate at the moment is our dollar is exceptionally weak against the US dollar. So if you look at any pricing on our website, calculate basically a 40% discount, and that will give you a rough transference of what it will be in US dollars. Okay, so we're running at around 0.58, 0.59 to the US dollar at the moment. So anything you see will be, if you look at it and you go, oh, that's $5, that's quite expensive. Well, actually, no, it's not $5. It's more like $2.75 US. So
yes, and I just want to, before you start, I just want to say that apparently you have the best shipping according to Tara. So, don't be scared to order because she's in New Zealand.
Yeah, absolutely. And also don't be put off by the shipping cost as well, because again, that's in New Zealand dollars. So you need to take 40% off that when you're converting it back to US dollars. And I'm glad Tara brought that up, because we ship using DHL, and we do that quite deliberately because we are a long way away and we want to make sure that the yarn A gets to you quickly, but B gets to you in really good shape. And DHL internationally have been amazing. We send yarn all around the world and they track it every single step of the way, and it's fast. I know that I send yarn. I mean, I know I'll send yarn up to Miss Murder Knits on the west coast of the US, and she can have it. It can leave here on a Monday and she's got it by Wednesday or Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's faster for me to get stuff ex DHL from here up to California than what it is to get it from one end of the New Zealand to the other. So go figure.
That's awesome.
So yes, the shipping is pretty cool, and they tend not to be, and it's because in New Zealand DHL have their own planes that leave New Zealand. They own their own planes, so that's part of the reason why we use them, so we can guarantee to get shipping out. But what I did is I bought my work in progress, because what I'm working on is actually the yarn that we have. It's quite a new yarn for us, and it's one that we have on sale this month. We do a spotlight every November of a yarn that is either new or something that's that needs a little bit of love, or we love, and it's on promotion all across the month. And it's this yarn here called Roving.
Okay.
And so it's a bit of a double entendre. So it's a yarn that's inspired with colours inspired by places in New Zealand. So that place names, if you're a New Zealander, you'll understand why they're called these things. So, for example, this one's called Alexandra. It's this beautiful, it's actually sort of like a rich, deep, blossomy blush pink. And Alexandra is where a lot of our stone thread industry is. And in the spring, they have a thing called the Blossom Festival, which is there's lots of blossoms and it's really, really beautiful. This one here, which I'm knitting with, is called Stewart Island, which is our third major island right at the bottom of the South Island. It's a bit like our Tasmania, really. And it's really beautiful. It's in the deep south, and the water in the lagoons and the bays there have this incredible blue-green vibrancy to them. So hence that colour. And it's called Roving because it's a single roving yarn. And it's made with 100% locally grown New Zealand wool, crossbred wool, but it's got this beautiful, beautiful bounce. I mean, wool, particularly wool that isn't super fine, you get this really wonderful, vibrant bounce, which makes it great.
And I love how fluffy single ply yarn is too.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the downside, look, I won't lie, there's people who say, oh, but it pills. Look, everything pills. Buy yourself a decent fabric shaver, for goodness sake. We sell those too. But you get this wonderful loft. But look at that loft and that stitch definition. So I'm doing the Basket Weaver, which is the new pattern by Stephen West. And you get this fabulous definition, but you can also see at the top there, you get this slight little halo as well. Right. And I'm really loving knitting with this. Now, we've got this on promotion at the moment for $4.95 a ball. So that's what, actually, let's work that out, shall we? Yeah, so it's just under, not quite $3 a ball US for this. Wow. 100% yarn. Amazing. It is gentle hand wash. We haven't put any treatments over it, but it's gorgeous. Okay. So that's on our sale page. I'm going to talk about a lot of things on the sale page so it's easy for people to find. Sure. So that is there. It's late spring here, so hence the reason for t-shirts and short sleeves for me, because it's lovely and warm. I mean, we're going to get up into the late 70s today. But obviously,
I woke up with snow on the ground this morning, so we're going the opposite direction up here.
I had a quick look at Facebook this morning, and of course I lived in Ohio for a long time, and I've got still a lot of family friends in that part of the world. Yes, and they were all complaining about the snow on the ground this morning. So it is a lot cooler. Well, the beautiful thing about us, of course, is when you buy out of season with us, it's in season for you, right?
Right.
So on our sale page, we've got a selection of chunky yarns, which is 14 ply. We've got some in these smaller 50-gram balls here, or 100-gram balls there. Super fast. Again, same fiber as this, but done in a plied format. You're looking at, and I just need to scroll down, these guys, $3.95 New Zealand. Let's get out the magical calculator. So you're looking at about $2.40 US for these.
Nice.
Yeah, and these guys, these big guys, are about $3.50 US. Pretty good.
100-gram ball of wool, which you can't get anywhere.
No. Exactly. You can't walk into regular box store and get acrylic. Well, maybe, but not.
Yeah, but not wool for sure.
And we're selling not direct. See, we cut out we cut out the two. We cut out the distributor and we cut out the retail margin. So you essentially, it goes from the mill straight to us. We put our margin on it, and that's it. So you're paying essentially distributor rates direct from us. That's really, really good. The other yarn, which isn't on the sale page, but it is on its own brand page, that I grabbed, and I grabbed it because of a design that was released this week from Angela Mowry, which was that new sort of kimono style jacket, and its name is just eluding me for a moment. And it was done in Spin Cycle, and I think the
and if you wanted it, it was like the biggest size of that kit was like $700 or something, right?
Oh gosh.
And like I can't afford that. I don't know anybody who can.
No.
So
no.
I is not that much.
I like the design. I like the design. Anything that style of design that she had with a kimono style sleeve, I'm all over that. As a bigger girl, I love that sort of shit. I just love it. I looked at that and I'm thinking, you'd have to sell a kidney to knit that in Spin Cycle, or be Ethan from Outlaw HQ who gets it given to him. So I was like, no. That's okay. We've got you. And this is a yarn that called Pulse that we actually get made under license with a mill that we work with because they've got the technology to do this that we don't have. And this is essentially our version of that style yarn.
Sure.
These are just three of the colours we've got. Oh, how many colours? That's a good question. How many colours do we have, Marie? But wait, she needs to find out because she didn't look this up beforehand.
It's fine.
We've got 8.
I love the marled, but sorry.
Yeah,
there's
it's
8.
8.
We've got 8 of those. These are $5.95 a ball every day, and this is merino.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love the marled with the color fade, which I know is sort of Spin Cycle, and there's other people who that's their signature, but I love that. It's so pretty.
Yeah, and we also do a marl in our Southlander range, which I know I think Tara has bought and Tabitha loves. It's and also Cheryl Beckerich has done some designs in our Southlander, and we've got a marl in that too. And to be honest, actually, the marl in I didn't grab it actually, but it's the marl and the Southlander plus our regular Southlander range, or our new heathered coloured range, together in that jacket will have you knitting that jacket for about 1/10 of what the kits are in Spin Cycle.
Wow.
Yeah. And somebody in the comments is asking, yes, that marled yarn you just showed is called Pulse.
Yes, Pulse.
Correct.
Yes, thank you, Pulse. Oh, look, there we go. That's where the colours are. Oh, comment, I just found them. I know. Sunday morning, I had a late night. Wine was involved. Don't judge. So that's pulse knitted up.
Pretty.
What else?
Beautiful.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you with these, which are, and I haven't even checked to see one of these is in stock because I literally got here 5 minutes before I jumped on. We have, I know, so organized, so organized.
You know what? It's all right. You're here. You're doing it.
Right. I just want to show you these. These are our what we call our dip dyes, and they're under Yarn by Brand under dip dye. I think this one is on the sale page as well. Scroll right to the end. This one's called Mystical Garden, and this is sort of our version of sort of like a hand dyed yarn, but our version. Sure. And we do it in a special dipping technique because we can obviously do them in bigger batches, and which is good because it means that you can get hold of them. So this is a DK, machine washable DK. This one's called Mystical Garden, and it's sort of blues, greens, purples, really lovely. $14.95. So
wow,
nice.
Which is $9 American.
Wow.
And then this guy this is a 4-ply merino.
Okay.
This one's called Jelly Donut. And we've got a little bit of this one left. And this one's $19.95 Kiwi. I'm getting very good at the calculator. $12 US. And these are 100 gram skeins. This guy, this fingering weight. So glasses on, 338 meters. And this chap, this one is, sorry, I don't have the yardage on that. So it's at 338 meters is about 360 yards, thereabouts, I think.
Wow.
Doing a quick conversion. And this one is 210 meters, which is about 230-ish yards on that.
That's beautiful. Somebody said that they're picking up some roving already. So awesome.
Right. Yay! Yeah. And so, as we said before, Wombat's asking, was it Wombat wine? No, I haven't found the Wombat wine. Actually, they're hiding it from me. It wasn't Wombat wine, but it was good local red wine.
It was good wine either way, so that's wonderful.
If I'm a touch too much, if I'm brutally honest, that's right. I'm here.
That's wonderful. I'm
and
so
I'll just
glad you
show this little sparkle.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Now, I'm going to tell you about this, but don't buy this one today. If this is you, and we've got 3 colors of it. This, it knits as a sort of DK sport weight. I knitted it as a DK. It's just a fun yarn that we pulled together with a bit of Lurex. With the Christmas holidays coming up, we've got a sample of the feather and fan shell, Mama Krista's feather and fan shell, designed by Stephen B's mum, Mama Krista, and it looks incredible in that. It's perfect for that pattern. My Ever After cowl, I've got a sample also in that. It looks amazing. This is going to be our Black Friday special.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that's why you say, because usually
Don't
people don't say don't buy, but yes, okay. So that's why.
Buy that one. So buy stuff today and then think, oh, we'll get that one on Black Friday. So that one is going at a really sharp price for Black Friday.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you for showing us all the yarns. I've never bought from your store, but it's looking more and more like it's going to happen pretty soon. So.
And I know that Tabitha and Tara just swear by you.
Yeah. And it's so great to have them, and it's we've had such tremendous support too, and it's great as well with the designs. Like we love design. We've featured designs before from Liz and from Cheryl from Wise Owl, and it's great. You know, it's great to sort of get this cross hemisphere love going, and it actually helps to make the world a little bit smaller place. It's wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful. Thank you
for
getting up on a Sunday.
No problems at all. I'm thoroughly. You forced me to get out of bed, which was a good thing.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you very much, and I'm sure we will see you again on one of our shows. So, it's pinned. Her site is skeins.com. It's pinned in the comments. Make sure you check it out. And thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
See you guys later.
All
Take
right.
care.
Bye.
All right. Awesome. Now we have Cedar Hill Yarns. There she is. Let me get her up here.
Can you hear me?
Hi, we haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, well, I took a few months, like 10 off. So
You know, sometimes that's just what you got to do. It's all right.
yeah,
So
no, really, it just worked out better. I have actually only been back online for about 3 weeks, so we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, which is
Cool.
very exciting too, because I believe the last time we talked was on our sort of Christmas thing, and you were shutting down your yarn store, and now you've relaunched it.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe I shouldn't talk to you guys again, so that way I don't close.
Oh no. Well, you said you had some new yarns, so I was hoping that you had some beautiful stuff to share.
So I have pretty much decided that I'm going to go back to just dyeing yarn the way I used to do it, which was I just dyed yarn and did just 1 or 2 events, and it was more of a hobby and it was fun. Traveling the country became so overwhelming, and with all the political concerns, it just got to be too much. So I think that from now on, I'm just going to stick with doing the online business, and that means that colorways will be in small quantities. So what I have is what I felt like doing at the time. No more dyeing in large quantities, show quantities. So it's a lot more fun doing it this way, and I'm glad to be back at it. So
Awesome.
I do have, like I said, I've only been back open 3 weeks, so I do have a really small inventory right now. I don't have a lot of fiber right now, just because I haven't sent anything to the mill lately, and it was just a really busy summer on the farm. So I do have raw roving that you can purchase that is unwashed. I have washed and scoured, so it's very clean, no lanolin, in 1 pound bags.
Okay.
So if you are into carding your own, doing all the everything but raising it and washing it and shearing it, the rest is up to you. And then
if you like more of the process of it.
Yeah, and I do still have some of the pencil roving left, so that's in the shop too. But that's about all that I have for fiber right now. There will be more coming. It's just I'm not there yet. So I do have yarn by popular request. I have dyed some of the usual colorways for the DK. So I have a variety of those, the popular ones. The new one is Spectre. That's this gray one right here. It is a variety of grays, and then a silver gray, and then it has silver gray speckles to it. And chocolate mousse is back. Everybody seems to like the chocolate mousse. So I have a few colorways in the DK. I'm still doing custom orders. So if there's a color that you want me to match, or there is a color that's not there that you would really like to purchase, you can just email me through my website.
Those are very lovely, rich, very classic colors.
Yep. I try not to dye boring yarn. Bright colors, really saturated colors, that's what I like to work with. So I just make the assumption that everybody else does too. Okay, so the fingering, I have not gone back to having in stock all the different fiber types that I used to. I'm right now, I just have 3, which is the Squee DK that I just showed you, and then I have the Traveler, which is the superwash BFL and nylon, because that is a really popular sock yarn. And then I have the Rocket Sock MT, which is the medium twist, and that one is really popular for socks, but also for shawls and sweaters. So let me do the Traveler. I'll just show you the ones that are new this weekend. And all the everything that I show you is already available in the shop. So the shop update started when I started right here. So here we go.
Nice.
Awesome.
You love technology when it works. So this is Traveler. This one is my Christmas version for Traveler. This one exactly matches the Starlight Mints.
Okay.
So it will be a super fun pair of socks. I'm sorry about the light, but we had a sunny day until it was time for the show. And
That's how it always
now
is.
my light is
Yep.
gone. Kind of weird. So it is white and a really pretty cream to mint green, and it will just be pops of that color throughout the socks.
Very pretty, very fresh looking.
Yes, I if you guys don't buy this one, I'm going to make socks with it. I have some vanilla chai in both the Traveler and the can you see this? And the Rocket Sock. This is probably the last time that I'm going to dye this one for a while, because the company that makes my dyes decided that they needed to change their recipe for the brown, and now it doesn't look anything like this. So my new brown is not going to work. I'm going to have to come up with a new plan. So
Right.
for right now, I just have a couple skeins in the Rocket Sock and the Traveler for that one. So if you really like that colorway, I'd say get it today, because it will be gone
Don't
by tomorrow.
hesitate. Yep.
And then I thought there are some colorways. I have lots of books with all of my recipes for the yarn that I have dyed over the years. This would be year number 12 that I have been doing this.
Wow.
And so I was like, what am I, what should I do? I hate to keep doing the same things over and over. So there are a couple colorways that I dyed the very first year that I dyed yarn. And so I thought, well, I would do a couple of those in Traveler, and these are kind of a gradient. And I'm not gonna lie, this last time that I dyed yarn, it was kind of a total gradient thing was, obviously what I had in my head. So this one is called Blackberry Smoothie. This is on the Traveler, and it is light purple to a very dark purple. So I'll open it up so that you can see the skein. It is it will color change. That will repeat. So that's kind of a fun one. It's just it's hard to see in this light, but it's just a really pretty, I would say dark violet color, like a dark African violet color. So that's one of my favorites. I'm not even really a big purple fan, but and then I did this one, which is Black Mountain Ridge, and this one is the same kind of thing where it is it'll alternate from dark to light, and this makes for such a beautiful shawl. And the thing about Traveler is, unlike a lot of the superwash merino yarns, it doesn't pill. So I love to make sweaters out of this particular one, the BFL, just for that very fact. So all right, so that's what I have that is new for the Traveler. And then the Rocket Sock, that always comes out so pretty. So let me start with the Christmas one. The Christmas one is this right here. It is Gingerbread Chalet. And so it alternates the brown, the new brown, and cream and pink and a really pretty like ice blue. And there's red, and then the green just had to be a really bright pop. So it's kind of a Kelly green. So this is a really fun one. I have just a few skeins of that one. But it's repeatable, so I can do that one again.
Right. It's very sweet shop like.
Yeah, it's Pinterest's fault. I was on Pinterest and I was looking for gingerbread house ideas, and that I saw this one that was kind of girly and kind of not a gingerbread house at all. So that it didn't have a lot of red and green. It had a lot of pink and teal and white to it. So now, well, that's a little bit different. Everybody does red, white, green, and brown for Christmas. So this one's a little bit more fun. I have one that is with that tonal gradient like the Traveler. This one is Desert Rose. And so this one is actually a really pretty cream. And then it is pinks and rose light to dark. So this was sort of a happy accident. I think I only have 2 skeins of this one. But it is also one of my favorites. So if y'all don't want it, I will keep it. It's been kind of a blues sort of trend with me lately with the dyeing. So this one is really pretty. This isn't really a Christmas one, this is a nice winter one. This one is Ice Palace, and so it is a pretty variation of teals. There's some gray, white, some light blue, sort of an icy gray blue to this one. So this one is a pretty one. We have this one is new. Also an accident. I didn't originally intend the colors to be the color selection. I had a list, and sometimes when you dye, you sort of change things on the fly. So this one is Sari, and it is like the Sari silk colors.
Not sorry as in I'm wrong. Sorry as in
Yes,
Yeah.
Sari. So this is
Right.
There's just a gorgeous variation of fuchsias in here. There's teal. There's that ice blue again. There's some spruce. Couple different variations of a really nice warm yellow, not bright and obnoxious yellow, but a really nice warm yellow. So this would be a really fun shawl. Vanilla Chai, got that one. Then I have this one, which is Moody Blues. This one is grays and ice blues and some white in there. So this one is going to not really give you pooling if you were to knit it. It will definitely give you a variety of colors. So that would make for a really nice shawl, I think. If you were to do some of the shawl patterns that I have, like the Market Street, that would be a really pretty one for that. And then I think I have one more. It is this one. This one was, I don't know. I saw this. This is another Pinterest picture. This one is Japanese maple. And I don't normally love these colors together, but I am just in love with this one. The oranges are just so beautiful in here. And it goes from the orange to the yellows to the variety of greens. And so this is a Japanese maple tree in the process of changing colors for the fall. So this is my favorite of all of the ones that I have dyed for this shop update. And then I do still have other things in there. I have some obsidian that I put in there. That one is a really, I want to say thick because it's so black. It's such a rich black that you're not going to find that one even on commercial shelves. So there's some obsidian in there because everybody needs a good black. There's still some, I think there's a titania left. There is I did bring it, this one. I have one of these. This is if you are in the South and you've ever seen the Sea Rock City signs, this is the red of the barn in the Sea Rock City sign. So Rock City is a tourist attraction in Tennessee, and so you always see it painted on the side of a barn, and the barn is always this color. So this is
That
Little
is
Red.
so beautiful.
It is. It's not I guess you can't really tell because of the lighting, but this is a true brick red. So this is not a bright red, not a poppy red, Christmas red. This is a true brick red color, and one of my favorite colors that I dye. So I think that's everything that I have that is new in the shop update. So
Sure.
I would like to say that I am making yet another change thanks to politics, and that is that my patterns are now currently going to only be available on my website until further notice, because they were on loveknitting.com, which is a site that I really love, except that they also really love PayPal. And so
It's difficult
PayPal
to
and
get
I are parting ways permanently, and there's no other way to be an independent designer on Lovecrafts other than to have a PayPal account. They did actually send me an email and say, well, we hate for you to go. Is it possible that maybe somebody else you know has a PayPal account that you could borrow for the purpose of being paid for your patterns? And that sounds a little illegal to me, so we're not going to do that either. So yeah, so I did ask them to take the patterns down. I don't know when that will happen, but I would imagine it'll be sometime next week. So
Sure.
patterns are in the process of all being added to my website, because when I closed, the business, everything got removed from the website. So I'm in the process of putting them back. Most of them are back up there. I think I still have a few hat patterns that may not be up there. But for the most part, everything should be there. So if you purchase a pattern from my website, it's just like Ravelry in that it will email the pattern to you. So, but you have to put your email address in. It's hard to send you a pattern if you don't put your email address in.
Right.
It's not for marketing purposes. If y'all know me, I don't market through email or anything like that. The purpose of having your email is just so that you can receive the pattern. So
awesome.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You are welcome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, and that's at cedarhillyarns.com, and we will see. I already saw people in the comments making purchases, so awesome. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you soon, okay? Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Now, we have a new to us person. I'm very excited. Hi, Kara. It's nice to have you join us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Hi. Kara is an artist. She used to live somewhat near me, and we got talking one day, and she has a lot of different things. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been painting since I was 7, and my degree is in graphic design, but mostly I'm painting, so mostly in oils and watercolors and putting art on products. So when you asked me, I wasn't quite ready with this last move, so I just reopened my Etsy shop and eventually what I had, because a bunch of people are in a local shop right now. So I thought, well, all right, I will absolutely go on and show you what I have.
Yeah, and I pinned the link to your Etsy shop in the comments, and also it's Vive la France Design.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
/Etsy.com. So
Etsy.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So in June I did like 30 days of oil painting. So I went with a smaller size. I normally, you can't really see them, do larger. But so dahlias that we were growing in Rochester, which way is my camera? There we go.
There it goes.
So that's an 8x10. They're cactus dahlias, but then I put it on a note card. So it's a blank note card. So I have a whole bunch of nice, they're frameable art print cards. So then I also have some farm fresh strawberries.
Oh, pretty.
And I did the card to go with it. And I love dogwoods. So taking pictures. I do all my own photography, and then I bring it back to the studio and do my paintings. And then the card goes with that one. Of course, they have envelopes. A zoom in of the cactus dahlia.
Nice.
And a still life of my neighbor's hydrangea.
Pretty.
And then this one here these are called wild teasel. And then there's these purple daisies in the background, just like walks. This one actually was from Rochester area. When I, go places, find things, paint them.
That's
This one is Lily of the Valley. Also was coming up in our yard. Have show. This one is from the Bronx River Pathway because we were living right outside New York City before. This is our third move. And the card that goes with it. Some other ones are, let me pull it off the wall. So this oil painting is on Etsy right now, and it also comes in the card. Let's see. There were sunflowers that randomly came up in our yard one summer that we were there, and so it came up over the deck, and so I could stand like right up to it and catch everything that was going on. So I was doing that. I'll show you some other cards from oil paintings. That's the lighting did change. Someone else I was
Yeah,
earlier, and I'm like, I have like trying a ring light and everything's going on. But Forget Me Nots, and you can see part of this in the background. This is a much larger painting. Might be.
Oh, that's pretty. It's very delicate.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite paintings now. This one is Backyard Sunflowers. That one's a much larger one. Spring Fig.
Is that a painting?
Yes. So
Wow.
as a painting, it doesn't look like a photo. My paintings don't look like photos, but sometimes when they're small and not in person, I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, now you can see it. But at first, it did look like a photo. How cool!
When it's small, people think that often. Like this was, I have a rare disease, and a young man with the same disease is a fisherman in Long Island, and I'm like, can I borrow some of your photos? So I never done. I was like, let me try a yellowfin.
Try a fish, right?
So this is lemon scented ocean breeze, which is also, I have it on available in a mug. So actually the inside blue, that is Huntington Beach, California, but I like painting trees. All of them are memories of places and things we've done. So like this is a painting of these old railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Forgotten Railroad Still Tell Tales. I don't know what that was.
Uh-oh.
That was a backfire. These are some more wild hawthorn flowers.
Very pretty.
I got through the cards. This is, we lived in the South for a while. And if you don't, how often do you see cotton growing? It's kind of really cool. And I like organic cotton things, and this one is Sweetest Peaches. On the card is another trip into the mountains. I'll get through the cards. That's some Christmas cards. This is watercolor. It was handwriting, and this was the 12th day of Christmas.
Okay.
You can see on the watercolor paper, if you can see the detail in there. This is, I found this thing that was the 12 flowers of Christmas. So the first one, of course, is a poinsettia, and it says, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. But then it's a print of the watercolor. This one is Holiday Hugs and Mistletoe Kisses. And there's a background pattern of ivy, which was one of the other flowers. Then there's Joyous Noel.
Yep. And it is just in time for Christmas cards.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is the Christmas cactus. And then the other Christmas flower is Amaryllis. And this one says, be filled with wonder, be touched by peace.
Oh, very pretty.
So I have cards right now. I would have loved to have shown you some of my watercolor cards. I will have more things in the shop. A couple other, these are like ready to ship things is what I'm showing. So this is the bee painting on the mug. And it's, ready to ship. And then I had done mosaic. That lighting is not going to do great on this one. So it's mosaic roses in watercolor. And it's duplicated on each side with the pink handle and the pink inside. I have a few mouse pads available right now. So this one says Sublime. And it's a line pattern with the Lime Blossoms. And then this one is hand drawn and then computer colored. There's another mouse pad. They're mushrooms.
Oh,
There's
that's fun.
some dancing mushrooms.
Yeah, mouse pads are a thing that a lot of people forget about. That, I mean, if you're like me and you use a laptop a lot and only sometimes use a mouse, and normally it's like on your jeans or on a nearest book or something like that, it's like, no, wait, this is actually really nice. I like this. Why didn't I do this before?
I did a show in Rochester, and a couple of them, when people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect for so and so," and they're stocking. I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
I have prints on sale in my shop because I do want to move to more drop shipping. So this is like these are wrapped, but they're Southern series. When we lived in North Carolina, the moss trees this is Orton Plantation outside of Wilmington, North Carolina. If anybody's, so it's this one. This is New England. Okay. So right now these prints are $10, and I did do a coupon that is PIK TS 20. So I'm giving 20% off until Cyber Monday.
Oh,
so,
wow.
One of my mosaics. So she is a mannequin. There's in Boston, we're back in Boston area, on Charles Street, this vintage shop loves to use these black velvet kind of mannequins and put vintage hats on them. So I have a couple of those left. The other one, blue one, is left. Okay. So you can go through them. Almond blossoms. These are yarrow blossoms. Another one here. Let me show you something different. So that one came out pretty good for the train tracks.
I like the train tracks a lot. That's really pretty.
My nephew, I needed ideas when I was doing the mosaics at 100 days. So he caught a bass. He loves fishing. I'm like, oh, that's a good print for guys. Offices and other spaces that men have. So I have some of those. My yellow tulips.
Oh, that's pretty. It's very striking.
Thank you. So these are all oils. There's another one. There's one other one I was gonna show. Oh, I have the peaches in that one as well. Colors. Sliding through them, they don't seem to be super in order. Missing another one. I have one of this one's a bit larger than an 8x10. It's on a thinner paper. The other ones are archival and a thicker one, but great for framing. And then, so I really had hoped to get my watercolor cards back that were in a shop that you've probably seen. So I'm starting a larger size that are going to have like some of the Christmas. I recently did the Inktober. I'm going to be redoing some in a watercolor and the metallic watercolors and things like that. And I have a whole set of, I'm going to be, I don't think you can see, I started to draw on it. I'm going to do some oil ornaments, and watercolor ornaments will be added to the shop coming up. So right now, everything in the shop is 20% off for your listeners, and that's it.
Awesome.
That's
it's beautiful artwork, and I love following you on Instagram because you do those like month-long challenges where I think last year you were like doing lettering and stuff. Like it's just so neat to see the different things you do, and like any art or craft, it's kind of cool to be prompted because you might do something that you wouldn't necessarily do. So I love watching that.
Thank you. I definitely have more to like show, but I couldn't get it in the shop. And I'm like, I will start with this, and anyone who wants to follow me on Instagram, they'll see. And people do approach me and just say, "Is this for sale? Can I buy this?" Absolutely, just about everything's for sale. I create it for me, but then if it speaks to somebody, then I have it. I also have. I don't know if I sent you the link. I think I did. It's Cara-LaFrance.pixels.com. It's Fine Art America, and so there's even more artwork on there. That is you can pick what product you want it on, whether it's mugs or tote bags, zip pouches, and things like that. But again, I didn't have anything to show you, and my time was so.
No, it's I didn't give our vendors a ton of notice. Unfortunately, these things happen. But I am sending an email tomorrow. So any link that you want me to share with the customers, just let me know and I'll make sure that they get in there so they can do some shopping. And thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
And your promo code again, you said it was the PIKTS. Did you put a 20 on the end of that? Or
20's on the end.
20.
And
Okay.
it's good, yeah, it's good until Cyber Monday.
Yeah,
All right.
and our friend Wombat says she thinks that the ornaments are going to be gorgeous, and I'm sure they will be. So, you know, guys, Cyber Monday, that's how long that coupon code goes. So keep it in your back pocket. Pay attention. I'm sure there's going to be more.
Follow me on Instagram. You'll know when they're done and when they're posted and things like that. So,
yep. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. It's a lot of fun meeting you.
Me.
Yeah, it's great to meet you.
Nice to meet
All
you
right.
too. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. We're slightly behind. Sorry, guys. Next is Tina, right?
Yeah.
Tina. Finally, Tina's been here in the backstage the whole time, just chilling, hanging out.
I've been enjoying the show so far, and I have to apologize for the lighting. It's a little weird. My hair is probably fucking with the camera right now because it's really red. I'm actually wearing a shawl, not because it's cold. I have the window open. For some reason, it's like 67 degrees today in New York in mid-November. But one of the perks of dyeing your hair red is that sometimes it just gets all over your skin. So I didn't want to look like too much of a redneck on camera. So
Wombat loves your hair, she said. So
why, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure it's like glow in the dark or glow under UV light or glow under something. It's pretty intense. So first of all, thank you guys for doing this. I think this is a wonderful idea and we should do this more often.
Yeah, somebody suggested once a quarter, and if people like it, give us feedback because we listen. So yeah.
And I'm really thrilled that there's people in this that I've never heard of. I've never seen on Instagram. Yeah. And I mean, I thought I knew everybody that's, in our little circle, and I guess I didn't. So that's more people to shop from. And I'm really excited about that. So this is a great idea.
Thanks, Tina.
So let's see if I can fill up 15 minutes with yarn stuff. So my name is Tina, and I'm based in New York City, and I dye yarn. I'm mostly a yarn dyer. I do every now and then dabble in pattern stuff, although I've never really seriously released anything. I do have something that I'm going to be putting in Blocked magazine soon, and this is made out of one of my colorways called Wokeskein, and it's a beanie, which should have been shipped off to the UK already, but I'm glad it wasn't because now I can show it to you.
Isn't that the same yarn that Liz showed us that she knitted a pattern, sweater in?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
so Liz Clothier used it.
Yeah, so, you can have a matching hat to go with your Liz Clothier cardigan. So this yarn is one of my benefit yarns. I have a couple yarns that benefit either people or organizations. And of course, my cat has decided that she wants to join at this very moment. The entire time I've been sitting here backstage, she's been silent. And now that I'm speaking, she's speaking also. So if you guys hear strange sounds, it's not a gremlin, it's my cat.
She's got a lot to say.
Be patient. I'll be there in a few minutes.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Diana said she just got her yarn and she's blown away. It's so pretty and soft, and she girl squealed. So I guess that's a good thing. So
I'm so glad. Thank you so much. That totally makes my day. So anyway, this is one of my benefit yarns. So this colorway is created in honor of a guy named Kieran White. He's a British content creator. He's the founder of Wokeskein, and he does a lot of graphic art stuff. He's very libertarian minded, but in the UK, and he has this dream more than anything to come to America. I mean, he loves this country. He loves everything it stands for. and he's also being targeted by a psychopath. So this is in honor of him. 20% of the proceeds go to him and his organization, and I just really yeah, and he's the one that this hat is supposed to go to. So sorry, Kieran, it'll get to you eventually.
He have a hat of his own yarn.
Yes. Well, you know, he wanted to I'm officially his first sponsor, even though he was supposed to start producing more YouTube stuff a little sooner, but he's had some family stuff going on, like it seems all of us have, so that's a little delayed. But going on with the sort of benefit yarns, there's also one for Carrie Smith, who is she's one of our honorary knitters. She was mentioned earlier. This is her colorway, and this is called Not Today, Joy Eater.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
one of
I
my
love
favorites. I'm actually going to be, and I've been planning on this for months, but I mean, there's only one of me, so I'm like, I know I teased this a while ago, but I'm going to be doing sock kits soon, where you get 2 mini skeins in addition to the main color skein, and I've knitted them with opposing heel and toe colors so that you can, decide which one you like. Apologies for my lack of a proper sock blocker. But anyway, this is how the socks look knit up, and I freaking love this colorway. It's one of my favorites. It kind of reminds me of like a really retro sort of vibe. And I know she's into like vintage stuff. She's restoring an old house now, so I figured that went right along with her. And also, in other sock kit offerings that will be coming soon, I have dramatic potato socks, named after our favorite psychopath.
After our favorite dramatic potato, so that's fun.
Exactly, our favorite dramatic potato. These will come with a mini skein of Ree and a mini skein of Literally, because they coordinate perfectly with the colorway. These will be in the shop in the next few weeks. I just have to do a couple of the main skeins, so I will have a code for that, just because I'm a loser who didn't get them in the shop in time to use today's code. So I'm also going along with the discount code train. So PIKTS gets you 10% off through tomorrow night.
Nice.
And I also wanted to share, so one of the things that I kind of specialize in as far as my yarn, as far as like my style of yarn, I'm really into tie-dyeing yarn. So you've got, for example, Captain Jack-o'-lantern, which looks a little washed out here, but it's black and orange.
It is so cool. How sorry, I've said this many times before, but you're the only yarn dyer I know that does that specific kind of tie dyeing where you get just one stitch of color in the middle, and it's so neat.
It's a lot of fun to do. I mean, it does take a while, especially for the ones that are over dyed in black. It's a double process. Like, you have to dye the colors underneath and then tie it off and then do the colors on top. And often when you're getting like a solid black on top, and I've learned that you can definitely tell when the black is not fully solid, especially when there's multiple colors underneath. You'll see, like, when the sunlight hits it, you'll see like a blackened red or a blackened green instead of like a true black. So I've learned that in order to really get the dye to strike, you have to cook it for like 8 hours. So
wow.
Yeah, I will literally just leave the yarns in the oven overnight and wake up the next morning and look and see that the dye is exhausted. And I'm like, all right, we have a solid black.
Wow.
So in addition to Captain Jack-o'-lantern, and it's a Halloween yarn, but I know people love Halloween year round, so that's just staying year round. I might do like a Halloween in February code or something, just because who doesn't love Halloween? I've also got this one, which is black, green, and purple. And this is called Foolish Mortals. And I'm going to be doing a video on this soon because, thank you, whoever that was. That was a pitching. This yarn actually benefits a friend of mine, so I'm going to be doing a video on that, explaining it. It's called Foolish Mortals, which I think I might have just mentioned. But if this yarn and this yarn had a baby, it would make this yarn, which is Monster Mash. So this is, so this, you got like a whole Halloween trio over here. And 20% of the proceeds from Foolish Mortals go to a friend of mine who is perpetually disabled now. He needs a new wheelchair. He's going blind. He's got diabetes. He can't really walk. I mean, he's
Having a rough
wreck.
time.
And yeah, he's a really great guy though. And he's not being self-pitying. He's not blaming anybody. I mean, he is really trying to advocate for himself. So I really wanted to help him out with this.
Sure.
And another one. Thank you.
How fun.
I do also do other colors of tie-dye. This is a green and pink. This is called, I believe this one is Silent Majority. It's either Silent Majority or Never Kneel. I haven't dyed one of these in a while, so I don't even know my own colorways. I'm very professional, I promise. So we have that one. We have Thin Blue Line, which benefits police organizations. This is by far my most popular colorway. I mean, holy guacamole. I did not expect it to blow up the way it did. I also want to mention that everything in my shop is dyed to order. The only time I have something in stock really is if I have like a goof skein and I'm like, hey, Instagram flash sale, you want like $10 off this yarn, free shipping? Come on, take it, like PayPal me. Otherwise, pretty much everything is dyed to order, except for the future sock kits. Those will be in stock and ready to ship as soon as I'm caught up on everything and get that done. So just, for a feeling of all my other yarns, I'm actually knitting a pair of socks right now out of 2 of my newer yarns. This one is Stochastic, and this goes with Woke Skein. This pairs perfectly with Woke Skein, actually. Can't really tell from the sample there. I feel like the red's getting a little washed out, but it pairs perfectly with Merry Mushrooms. So you've got like really kind of autumnal yarns going together here, and these are going to be like awesome Thanksgiving socks. Not that I'm doing anything on Thanksgiving, but
hey,
but you're going to have awesome socks. So whatever.
I'll be festive as I sit there and like cook a turkey by myself. So I've also got this boggles my mind. Okay, I love this colorway a whole bunch. This is called Meraki, and this is from my Meraki collection. It's only available on sparkly bases because the sparkles are part of the colorway and part of the inspiration, and nobody has bought it. I'm like, do y'all not love sparkly yarn? I mean, what, like, sparkles, dude, sparkles and black and neon rainbows. Like, how do you not like do it?
I didn't know you had it. Otherwise, I probably would have been buying. See, this is so bad for me. My husband put a kibosh on the yarn buying, and now all I want to do is go shopping. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's tough, man. It's like the rebellion thing. Like I try to do that to myself sometimes. Like, no, you can't buy more nail polish. No, you can't have this for dinner. And that's And then I'm like, who the hell are you? I'm a grown up. I do what I want. I have like no self-discipline.
That's too funny.
So I also, I'll just start randomly rattling off colorways here. This is Children Cannot Consent, and 20% of this benefits Billboard Chris, who fights out against the gender ideology and the mutilation of children in the name of the trans agenda. So
that's really pretty how it pools. It's almost kind of a blush instead of a sharp contrast. It's lovely.
Yeah. I've started getting more intentional about how I dye my yarns, because when I first started out and I was still just kind of playing with color, I'd put like 3 colors on a skein and be like, wow, that looks really cool. And then I would knit it up and I'd be like, I have no objections to pooling. I love pooling, actually. Like sometimes you get really funky designs that's like, whoa, is that Jesus's face or something? But you don't always want that. And I know a lot of people aren't fans of that. So sometimes I do still I'm just like, no, these colors look great together. I'm doing it. I don't care. And then sometimes I'm a little more like, this is No Sleep Till Brooklyn. And I just, there's the pink pooling in there and whatever. And, but there's a couple more colors involved. And so it doesn't really quite pool as much. And
it's not as sharp as some. I don't like pooling when it's got like the real harsh edges on it, but the way those kind of blend, I'm okay with,
Yeah, I like the more psychedelic pooling, kind of like acid rainbow pooling. I feel like it kind of just goes with it. This is another newer one. This is called Shangri-La-Di-Da. And I just love the green and the purple and the orange together. I mean, speaking of psychedelic, I feel like that is a trip on yarn. And speaking of trips, we also have, this is one of my favorites, and it's also really complicated to dye. This is Trippendicular. And this is just all neon colors and black, and that will give you the most insane flashing and pooling that you've ever seen in your life. But
A lot of fun.
yeah, it is a lot of fun, especially if you go to a rave. I don't know if raves still exist, but if they do, I mean,
don't know.
But if you have a knit sweater at a rave, let me tell you.
exactly. Like, you know, everybody wears knit sweaters to raves, right? I mean, so we also have we have Nitchy Bitter. This is going to get a video soon also. This is dyed in honor of our favorite internet personality, Anonymous Troll. 20% of the proceeds go to Let Them Live, a pro-life organization. And you know she's going to hate that when she finds out, so mission accomplished. We have Shoddy, which I should have warned everybody right at the beginning. I'm an extremely lazy dyer. I'm the worst dyer ever, and you should not buy my yarns. So
that may have been somebody tried to hurt her feelings with that. So instead of that, now Tina's embracing it as
yes, worst yarn dyer ever. Like, totally don't buy my stuff. If anybody who just bought stuff wants a refund, I'll give it to you, no questions asked. So this is Shoddy, and this was dyed in honor of the person who insulted my work because I had intentional light spots on a colorway called Fame Whore, which benefits Mike Harlow, who is another victim of this psychopath.
And that is exactly like the background he has in his videos too. It is so dead on.
Yeah, it's like neon sponged on graffiti looking stuff. So it's not supposed to be solid. And she took umbrage to that. So here is Shoddy. And this particular colorway will give you at least one white spot or your money back. You are guaranteed a white spot on this yarn. So.
All right, we're running low on time. So what do you got? You got more
right,
to
I have like
cycle through
more. Just a few more. We have
Awesome.
Salt Rosary, which I still have glow-in-the-dark rosaries left for the next few people who buy this. Each skein is blessed in holy water before it goes out, and I say a little prayer over it because, you know, Christians are such dangerous, terrible people. Even your Salt Rosaries. Rolling with my Nomies. We've got Brains, which is a zombie-inspired colorway. And I mean, I have over 100 listings in my shop, so you might want to just take your time and look there. And, you know, just if you have any questions, any comments, you know, you can either just message me on Etsy or you can find me on Instagram, Awented Yarn and Fiber. And I'm also, I just wanted to mention really quick, starting in January, I'm going to be offering yarn and nail polish combos. So I'm working on mixing up my own colors. So, I mean, because, you know, I love nails. So for anybody else who loves nails, I'll be offering yarn and nail polish combos so you can knit like matching fingerless gloves to go with your nail polish if you want. So yeah, there we go.
That's awesome.
Thank
Tina,
you.
thanks for everything. And her shop has been pinned in the comments. I know some of you were shopping. We heard the cha-chings. And you can use the code PIKTS for 10% off until tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Until midnight.
Thank you.
So thank you. And
Awesome.
thank you, everybody
Thanks for
else.
joining us and hanging out. We will see you. All right. And then we have Potion Yarn, who has been waiting patiently for quite some time. It's so good to see you. It's been a while.
Hi, yeah, it has been a while.
It's been over a year, I think.
I think so. It's been quite a while.
You went and like had another kid and been real busy and
Yes, yeah, we're up to 2 babies now, so
that's
I'm
awesome.
somehow still managing to find a little bit of time for yarn, but only a little bit around all the diapers and babies. So
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for
Cool.
having me on for this. Because of my family situation and staying home with my kiddos, I am limiting my options in my shop right now. I used to do a lot of dyed to order options, and lately I have been not doing the dyed to order. And when I do get a few listings, I'll just pop them up in the shop for just a week or two and then pull them down again. And the rest of the stuff that I offer is all ready to ship. So the good thing is, if you see it on the website, most of the time that means it's already dyed and ready to go. It can go out within a day or two to you and get to you hopefully pretty quickly, which is great for Christmas shopping. So
Yay!
I've got a lot of things that you can find right away. So I was just going to show you a few things I have in the shop, but there's tons more colors on there. So please, everybody, just go check it out and see what I've got. The brand new exciting thing and the only dyed to order listing that I have currently just went up today, and that is for my Christmas colors. I don't have all my Christmas colors listed, but I have 2 that you can get dyed to order that were inspired by vintage Christmas. Kind of old, classic, cozy Christmas traditions. This one was new last year, and I'm bringing it back because it was so popular. It's called Winter Wonderland, and it's got just like the softest, like peachy beige and silver kind of background with then green and red speckles. Here it is on the sparkle base, which is my favorite for holidays. So you can get that on any of my bases. And then the brand new color this year is called Father Christmas. And it's this really pretty, like minty bluish green with silver on the background. And then it has gold and red and green speckles. And so that was kind of designed to go together, but you can obviously do it however you want. These look really stunning with red or green tonals. This is my Blood on the Staircase colorway on my sweater that I'm wearing. This looks great with these colors.
Awesome.
So yeah, you can get those dyed to order right now. And then I just have a bunch of other ready to ship stuff. I carry a pretty wide variety of bases for an indie dyer. I like to have options when I knit, and I know other people do too. So I try to keep a little bit of everything in the shop. So I was just going to go over a couple of my bases to kind of show you what I've got. This is the sparkle base we already looked at a little bit. This one's called Romance of the Forest. And it's just a really stunning kind of woodsy feel. And then the sparkles really pop nicely in these really bright variegated colors. This one is Bodice Ripper, which was inspired by paperback romances in all their glory.
I love that name so much. It's just the best.
I can see Fabio now.
Right? Exactly. And then I have some luxury bases that are really nice. Like the Fairy Wing is one of my personal favorites because it has that 20% silk. And it just makes the colors really glow. It's got a beautiful, beautiful drape to it. This one is Fairy Tale. This is one of my favorite colors I've ever dyed. It's called Cottage Core, and it's this really gorgeous rosy peach with a bunch of little like woodsy speckles on it.
Perfect for the trad wife in your life.
That's right. That's right. Gets that vintage vibe. My best-selling base ever and one of my personal favorites is the Foxy Sock, which is a 2-ply superwash merino and nylon. All of my yarns are superwash because I love how rich it takes the color, and almost all of my customers are knitting things that they want easy care for as much as possible. I still recommend hand washing, but you can technically throw it in the washing machine, so I just recommend you wash a swatch first and see. But this Foxy is just really, really great because it holds up so beautifully, but it's also really, really soft and luxurious feeling. So it's a really great all-around yarn. This one's called Imaginary Friend and is a fairly new speckle. It just came out a couple months ago. But it's also my favorite for the really, really rich colors. This is my Sherlock color that's just probably the deepest, darkest chocolatey brown I've ever dyed. And it's just so, so pretty. It goes great with everything. It's perfect for guy knitting, just anything you could want. And then I do offer a lot of DK options. I have 2 bases that I currently have in the shop. There's the Superwash Merino Temptress, which is this one right here. This is the Stereophonic Sound colorway. And then I also have the Superwash Merino Cashmere and Nylon, which is my Dryad DK base, which is just stunning. If you like a little bit heftier yarns, I do offer my Bombshell Worsted, which is Superwash Merino. It's my favorite sweater knitting. That's what this one's knit out of. It's just really beautiful. It's really good. It holds up well. It doesn't pill very easily, and it's just beautiful for colors as well. And I just recently introduced a bulky weight for those who like the really, really quick knits. This is the Vamp Bulky. It's also just a straight superwash merino, but it's got this really beautiful texture to it, and it takes the colors just gorgeous. This is According to Hoyle, which is my favorite fall blend, just really rich, beautiful fall tones. But I've got it. I love how this base takes speckles. This is Arm Candy, and it just really, really shows off the speckles nicely. It's just a really gorgeous kind of pop on that fiber.
Right.
I do also offer mohair base, which is really fun for like textured knitting. This is Impudent Hussy, which is one of my brand new colorways. I have it on all of my bases right now. And it is just a super gorgeous fuzzy mohair and silk. And this is a lace weight, so you can hold it with a fingering or with a heavier yarn. And it does add a little bit of loft and a ton of warmth, but not a lot of thickness to the yarn. Or you can work with it on its own for just a really fun, fuzzy kind of vibe. And you can see in this Whiskey Hangover, which is one of my best selling colorways, it just really shows all the different layers of color. That's one of the things that makes my yarn special and unique is I use a lot of layers. So instead of just throwing it in a pot, I throw some color on, we're done. It goes in a pot, it comes out. It goes in a pot, it comes out. It goes in a pot, it comes out. Makes it more labor intensive, but it also delivers really dimensional colors so that when you look at a color, you don't just see yellow, you see the gold and the mustard and the amber and the orange and the brown. And when you see red, you see all the little shades of red, cranberry and crimson and scarlet and cherry and all of it, instead of just seeing a flat red. So that's what I like to work with.
And it's fun while you knit with it too, because you're holding it fairly close to yourself and you're seeing the intricate colors as you work with it.
Yes, that makes it super duper fun. I do have the Banshee base for fingering weights as well. This is just a really smooth 4-ply superwash merino. It's also been a very popular seller. And I did want to mention there's a special part of my shop that I like to tell people about, and it's pretty full right now, so you should definitely go check it out. I have what's called the Mad Science Lab in my shop. If you look on my website in the top menu, it'll say Mad Science Lab. And that's where I put a lot of my sale yarns, but it's also where things go that are like test batches, one of a kinds, oopsies. Sometimes when you're hand dyeing, since we're not machines, sometimes things don't go according to plan and you get a little oopsie or accident. And if it's ugly, I'll re-dye it or just give it to a charity shop or something. But if it's at all pretty, I'm like, that's still good yarn, it's not the way I wanted it to, or I could make it better. So I will either over dye it and sell it as a one of a kind, or I will throw it in there as a discount. And I have something called the mystery grab bags, which is one of my personal favorite things. I love a good surprise. And so I really enjoy the risk factor of buying something sight unseen and just like getting a fun surprise. It's like giving yourself a gift in the mail. And so that's what the mystery grab bag is. You get to select your weight. So you can choose like bulky or worsted is one category, DK or fingering. And then within DK and fingering, you can choose just the basic like superwash merino or a luxury like a silk blend or a cashmere blend. Mm-hmm. And then you choose however many you want. And for a discounted rate, you can get a skein. You don't get to see what it looks like. You just get a fun surprise. So it could be an oopsie. It could be an old recipe that I've changed a little bit and updated and I'm getting rid of the old ones. It could be a base that I tried out and don't normally offer in my shop, but I'm just kind of testing things. But it gives you a fun little surprise, and it's a great way to get your hands on indie yarn without the hefty price tag. Because I am a luxury product, I know a lot of people can't afford that on a regular basis, and it can be pricey for gift knitting. So this is a really great way to get a little something. I don't usually give sneak peeks into the mystery grab bags because it's just I literally reach in and pull out a random skein. Or lately I've been letting my 3-year-old reach in and he pulls out a random skein for you. But here's a few examples of what you might get if you order from me. This one was an oopsie that I over dyed. I just took some leftover dyes from other recipes and threw them on top of an ugly color, and this is what came out.
Oh, it is great.
This was an oopsie. This is one of my colorways called Once Upon a Time. And when I was dyeing it, I had a batch that for whatever reason that day, the fairies of beautiful dyes were not with us and it got real splotchy instead of being a nice fluid, rich tonal. So there were sections that were a little bit lighter than I wanted them to be. Other than that, it's perfectly good. So this is the Fairy Wings Silk Blend, and it's just not quite up to my normal standards. So you could get an almost perfect skein of yarn for a fraction of the cost. This is a base that I only sometimes carry. It's a single ply, and these were literally just random leftovers from other dye projects. At the end of the day, I'd throw it in a pot until I was done dyeing, and then I just set it overnight, and here's what came out. kind of pretty, kind of fun, but I don't take any notes, so it'll never be recreated. Yeah, all of my other colorways in my shop are repeatable, but the Mad Science Lab is just what you see is what you get. This was a test for my Vincent Starry Night yarn. That's one of my best sellers a long time ago, and it got way too much green and way too much white space. So I threw some extra speckles and fun things over the top, and here's what came out. So those are just examples of the kinds of fun things you can get if you decide to take a risk with the mystery grab bags. So I am doing a discount for this show. I forget what it is, politically incorrect, whatever the thing everyone is using.
PIKTS.
That's it.
Yes.
That one is in my shop already. So starting today, it started at noon today, and it's going through Thursday evening at midnight, basically. So you have until Thursday night to finish shopping, and you can get 15% off your order. There's no minimum to use the code. You just anything you want to order in the shop. If you are so inclined to spin your own yarn, I do offer a small selection of spinning fiber as well. This is one of my colors that I've got 4 braids of right now that is called Dark Academia. And it's just a very unique mix of crazy fun colors that I found in some little like Sherlock Holmes and Baker Street inspired photos on Pinterest, and I thought they were lovely together.
Oh, sure.
I have one left of my Dark of the Moon. I believe this is Corriedale, if I remember correctly. It's just really beautiful purples and blues and very, very plump fibers. And I showed the stereophonic sound skein earlier. I have it in skein form, or I have it in fiber, and you can spin your own out of this gorgeous superwash BFL. So I got several of those in as well. So there's a section in my shop for spinning fiber you can check out as well.
Awesome. Your stuff is beautiful, and you know, I think I got a grab bag from you. I got a skein of, it was green and it had some brown on it, and I don't know what was wrong with it, but it's gorgeous, and I need to make my husband a hat with it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, so I can attest that the grab bag is worth it, and all your stuff is just beautiful.
It is. Every time I see it on Instagram or somewhere else, I'm like, oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah. And in our comments, Tara said that she has such a stash of your yarn that she could open her own store with it. So it is a favorite of our viewers, so that's cool. But
thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us, and thanks for waiting. And sorry we got a little bit behind schedule, but you know,
that's right.
It's hard. Everybody's so passionate about all their beautiful stuff that you know you just want to chat.
That's right.
Yeah, but thank you for coming. And once again, I'm going to be putting the coupon codes in the newsletter with everybody's website. So awesome. You make sure you check them out. And thank you for coming today. We will see you.
Thank you.
All right. And let me just put myself here next to Anne, like a normal person, perhaps. Haha, there we are. But man, we went about 3 hours, which I did not expect. But
well,
I hope everybody enjoyed it. I saw in the comments that there were a lot of people saying that they have spent their budget or have been shopping already. So I hope that it's
you say
useful.
You didn't expect 3 hours. I'm surprised that we kept on schedule as well as we did.
Well, I didn't tell you at the beginning, but my husband and I are going out to dinner at 5:30. So I did not have the opportunity or the option to be late. And I also didn't want to make our guests have to wait too long, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Trying to keep on schedule here. But so guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're on my email list, check for the email tomorrow morning. And if you're not on my email list, get on it by tomorrow morning, and you'll get the email with all the codes and people's websites and things so that you can shop.
Yes, and a big thank you again to everybody who was on. It was fantastic to talk to you. And thank you to the comment section. Y'all great. Y'all are always great, but you know
they're always fantastic. Great. But
yep. And Chicken Lady again, who is a regular sponsor. Remember her code PIK vote 20. It's actually 25% off.
Ooh, for today and tomorrow, right?
Ooh, yes.
So fancy stuff, friends. Yeah, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us for all of a Saturday afternoon, practically. And if this is something that you enjoyed, you think it's worth us doing, let us know so that we can we can plan more if it's something you guys want. And thanks for joining us. It was a lot of fun today.
Yeah, it was good to see you.
All right. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.